Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you. Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you. Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thanks for holding. We appreciate your time and patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line and we'll be back in a moment.
Thank you for holding. We look forward to talking with you soon. Please hold the line, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for waiting. Your patience is appreciated. Please hold the line and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for holding. We sincerely appreciate your patience. Please stay on the line, and we'll be back in a moment.
Wherever you go, you can listen to the news. You can swing with the blues on this wonderful, wonderful station. Just take a lively companion wherever you go. Take a portable radio. Take a portable radio.
Now, here comes the music.
Holy crap! My mic was a little hot. Mic was a little hot. We've been out for a few weeks. Boys and girls, get ready for it. We're live. I'm clearly deaf. Hi, everybody. Welcome. 6 weeks we've been off. My mic got hotter. But here we are. It's the show, season 6, as it were. All in Studio C. We've all managed to gather. Some of us, well, actually, Marnie's more on time than normal because it's only 4 after 7.
I feel like I've been here.
No, well, you were here earlier, but you had other things to do.
Right.
But at the table is what I was thinking.
Very busy. She's very busy.
Very, very busy. It's all going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here. You're here. Thanks for being in the chat room. Here we go. Season 6. It's a little different than before, but somehow I figure we're going to be able to get to it. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, one and all.
Hola. Hi, kids.
Hello, Meow Cow, Bootsy Lamone. Summer is in there. Cryptor from Michigan. Joe D, I see, is in there as well.
Oh, and
Hello.
Oh, and Danny started, right? Danny started her job as a teacher.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember liking the
School
right
time.
pictures.
Yep, absolutely. If I remember.
If you remember the right ones.
Yes, she looked
correct
very,
ones.
very dressy, very, very fancy to go to school.
Well, on your first day.
There's
Well,
the-
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I love that it was like the first picture. You know, like when you go off to school.
Oh, right.
You would get a click every
Right.
year. And so she has her little first picture. That's cute. I thought it was very
I remember when I started, my mom used to chisel my picture into slate.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
It was kind of
cute. I
Flintstones.
was a fat kid, so it was out of butter.
Oh.
And in Minnesota, you know, like,
out of butter.
old dairy kind of region.
I think it's important that both of your families used all the resources available.
Absolutely.
Natural resources.
Yes.
Butter. There's that.
Hi, Mama Di.
Hello, Mom. Oh, my heaven's sakes alive. Well, just a little programming note for all of you that are out there in radio land, interweb radio, whatever you want to call it. We had a production meeting about 4 weeks ago, and we changed some things up that are going to be part of the format.
And then immediately forgot everything.
Yeah,
we changed.
totally. I have
Well,
no idea what's happening.
Part of the meeting was we felt that we needed to change some of the way the format of the show was, make some segments shorter, longer, just kind of mix it up, make it so that we're all 4 engaged more often in the show. So that was 4 weeks ago. It was a good
Yep.
meeting. We had a good time with that. Well, then there's a little thing that some of you may do out there in radio. Follow up is one of the things. And so from the 4 week ago meeting to today, Or
We
the past
didn't
couple
do shit.
We didn't talk to each other really hardly at all. Well, Al wasn't even in town for most. Well, either Kat or
I
Al
wasn't either, no.
weren't even in
Hey,
town.
Aaron.
So we
I
didn't.
think this one was at the beach too.
We didn't. Oh, that's right. You were too.
Yep.
We've actually during the course of the time we've been off the air, we all traveled. Oddly, even including myself.
And
Which
we
is
should get some miles.
Right?
You know what I mean?
I literally signed up for a Southwest card for this year to earn miles.
to earn miles to
smart.
get. Yeah,
Because I'm very busy.
Very
It's
smart.
just smart.
it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, we made it all back. We didn't do a follow-up meeting. So if you notice some production miscues, some things aren't going to go
It'll
right,
look normal.
It will either seem normal for you,
Feel right at home.
or we'll work them out later and clean them up in post-production. So that's what. One of the things, speaking of post-production, and this I believe was your idea, Kat, and I think it's a great idea.
You're welcome.
For those of you who've been longtime listeners and not just a listener to a long show, you realize this show goes 3, sometimes 3.5 hours. And for somebody who's clicking through the interwebs looking for a podcast to listen to, if you see a podcast that's an hour long as opposed to 3 hours long, you're more opting. You probably opt more for the hour-long one because you don't always have 3 hours to kill. So we're going to break this show up. Though we're going to broadcast it all in one continuous show, you will notice that there are definitely hours 1, 2, and 3. And if they aren't an hour, we're fine with that. We're no longer going to, I mean, if it's a 45-minute segment, we're ready to move on. We're going to move on. No big deal. So you'll notice that there is a pee break. We're going to call it an official pee break in between segments. There will be
classy.
a 2 hour. There'll be an outro of each hour, and then in between those segments is going to be a 2-minute instrumental song for you to take a smoke break if you need to, run outside, let the cat in, let the cat out. Whatever you got to do. I mean, very busy. People all
Whatever
over.
you do with your pussies. no.
Whatever you do. It's not our business. Not what we do.
Please
No,
don't
no.
write to us and tell
Yeah.
us.
Absolutely.
And do
Nothing in
not
the
send
chat room.
pictures.
No,
Whatever you do,
no,
don't
no,
send
no,
pictures.
no,
Yes. So anyway, you'll notice some of those things. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, get your own show. Because I figure that
I
if,
think that's fair.
Sure.
if you want to run it a different way, feel free to buy a network.
Please do.
And put it together yourself, and good luck to you.
Absolutely.
But again, we're going to change things up if we decide it doesn't work or we don't like it. We'll feel free to take artistic liberty and make changes. My initial hope is that we don't get dinged for copyright infringement of the Jetsons theme. That's my only hope at this point. That's the only thing I got.
You know, kids today, they don't know who the Jetsons are
Hannah
or what a
Barbera.
symphony
It's
is.
not the
So
ki-
I feel like
right, but that wasn't the original. So I'm thinking that because it's not, I can maybe get away. Plus, we talk over it. That's the real kicker.
if your ears were still working after Clayton yelled at you,
Yeah.
you would
My
have
bad.
heard.
Well, the goal was to come in over that,
That's fantastic.
over that.
Came in over everything.
Well, I did.
If you screamed shit your pants and ran out of the room when
Yeah.
we came
Over
on,
my
you know,
molars.
Like, whoa,
In fact, you know what?
my
I'm going to add that to the notes as new things that are working.
Mike Clayton's
It's the
mic.
over mic. Yeah, the
Clayton's
over
like-
mic.
Well, when this started, I was like, I just didn't want it to be too overwhelming or powering, but then I figured out it wasn't. It's not nearly as hot, the music bed, as I am. But anyway, it all works out.
good
So in our new segment, or no, old segment,
Same segment.
shorter version.
Shut up, often.
What have you been up to? Who do we start with?
I'll go.
Okay, Kat Carlson. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, Kat
Well,
Carlson.
thank you so much for having me. That's
One of
very
my
nice.
favorite
You look
panelists.
good. You look good. It's been too long. It's been too long.
Kitty Carlisle looks so
Like-
different.
Doesn't she?
Doesn't she, though?
Oh my gosh, it's been summer break, so I've been enjoying all the trappings of not trapping. Anyway,
Being
I've
trapped
been-
in a car.
I've been on freaking vacation all month, and I've loved it. So since we were last here, I've been to the Grand Canyon, which was grand.
Well, they say.
As it is.
I mean, I've heard that.
Makes sense.
I was actually really kind of stunned because I had never been before.
I haven't either. I've been
You
there.
should go.
I
It's beautiful.
I would go back today. Like we could just stop the show and go
Oh,
now
wow,
because
okay.
it was just breathtaking and striking, like beyond what I had ever imagined.
And it is, but I super Clark Griswold that shit. Like, all right, you know, like
See,
it's
and
beautiful, but Sedona is where I go, whoa, for the whole time.
okay.
So it's
I've always joked about the Grand Canyon, like, yep, we'll drive up, get
Yeah,
out, take our
yeah.
pictures, and on we go to the next. No, I wanted to go back like again and again and again
good.
and again.
That's cool. It's beautiful.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I go all different places, and getting back up to that motherfucker never seems to make it on the list.
Oh, it should.
And I truly
It
want
really
to, like,
should.
because I was very impressed with it. You just gotta.
Well, they
choose,
built it for you.
You gotta choose. But you gotta choose your adventure with it. I think that's my problem. I don't go up there with a plan.
Oh, sure. Plans would still be. Would make the trip even better because we didn't plan very well either. Because I thought literally like you drive up, look at the hole, and out you
Yeah.
go.
But there's
Not a metaphor, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Not a metaphor.
Also a Saturday night
there
plan
you
for
go.
some people that I
Okay.
know.
All right.
No pictures, please. There's hiking to be done. There's camping. There's all
Oh,
kinds
there's
of like
history, there's camping, there's
Yeah.
sightseeing,
I'm
there's
sure there's a
sunsets and
docent.
sunrises, and there are
Oh.
people that will talk to you, and there are bookstore. I bought like 4 books while I was there.
yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Right.
No, I feel like I have not given it the proper time.
I assure
I know
you, I
I
have not.
haven't.
I have not. I mean, I don't think I've been north of Flagstaff, to be quite honest.
Oh, you've never seen it?
The canyon?
No.
Oh, no, I've never been there.
Oh,
Never.
you should
Well, we
definitely.
should- well, we should.
go.
Yeah.
Road trip.
And then,
Road
and then
trip!
we can stop.
All
at
right,
the
we're done.
We can stop at Hideaway House on
See
the
you
way
next
back.
week. That'd be delightful.
The Hideaway
At
House.
Hideaway House. For
Laura-
Oh,
Laura's
Laura's thing, yes.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Actually, she's coming up. We'll talk.
We could go
she
on
may do a thing.
tour. Get a bus.
We could do a tour. That'd be fantastic.
We'll get a
Oh,
bus. We'll
maybe
put a
maybe
wrap
we'll do
on
something
it.
crazy and do a live broadcast from somewhere other than here.
but different.
But
No, we
yeah,
could just do it
or
from
not.
similar, but entirely different.
We could do it from a bus. No. It's gonna be lovely. I've got it all planned out in my head.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, they say you should, when you're at the Grand Canyon, take an ass all the way down and then ride it back up. But, you know.
Sharon doesn't like it when I call her that.
I'll be your
She
ass.
doesn't like that.
Thank you for catching. I was like, somebody's got to catch on.
my
with me. This is good.
A nice softball right
Also-
there.
I know, snuck right up on me. I almost didn't see it
Sharon,
coming.
I didn't mean it like that.
She stopped listening like
yeah.
a year and a half ago.
I still didn't mean it, just in case. But that was good. I like
So
it.
yeah, vacation number 1 there, and then the required trip that I like stomp my foot and pout every year until we finally plan it is some time on the beach.
Yeah. yeah.
We like San Diego, so we go and we rent an apartment, and the older my youngest gets, the more adventurous we get about hunting trucks.
Right. I noticed that. That was
That's
cute.
delightful.
Yeah,
Long-time
that was
listeners
I
will
do
remember
enjoy that.
last year we spent our time walking up and down the beach, watching the sanitation department empty the trash.
Yep.
And it was just one truck, and it was the same route every day. But no, not this year.
Okay.
We found literally every garbage truck and a lot of other trucks because I've taught him. I've introduced to him the world of pictures and messaging. So I've combined the two. Because he kind of caught onto it and was starting to ask us, like ask the adults in his life, like, you know, can you take a picture of that and then email? He always says email to Kat or email to mom or whatever. And so I thought, well, this kid's savvy. Like he could crack the nuclear codes all by himself. He could probably use a messenger app. So I set him up, and now my phone.
Can you get him to come teach me? I'm having
No.
some challenges. Okay.
No, because he's just of that batch of kids that
Yeah.
were born with an iPad in their hands.
Right,
and-
they all know how to do
And
it.
it just comes naturally. Sure.
And isn't it funny? Not to interrupt your story, like Al will later on in the broadcast.
Or in a minute.
Isn't it funny? Because I remember being younger, and my grandparents and even my mom, you know, oh, you kids grew up with everything, blah 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 blah, and I thought, okay, whatever. Because, you know, we grew up with video games and Atari and different things that we, you know, had already been there. Well, now we're seeing it, and it's ramped up so much more than when, you know.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Quite a bit. But yeah, now my phone occasionally just blows up with all kinds of pictures, and he comes up with some gems and a whole lot of duds, but
But
there's some gems that I've
The duds, I think,
splattered out
Photo
there on social
essayist
media.
is now on the career possibilities. You know,
It
what I mean?
is, yeah. We've really
Good-
opened up
good
his
start.
world.
Yeah.
I would enjoy it if you would share with us at some point. Some when he puts together a real masterpiece of something, I'd like to bring it. We'll share it. I think it's
We'll
worth.
show and tell.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually considering opening an Instagram account for just his photos because
Oh, I
he
like
that.
sends an extended amount of them.
I think that's
Oh,
a great
that's
idea.
very cool.
That's
And
a
how
great
cool
idea.
for him.
Yeah.
Like to
And then we can all
take pride in
subscribe
that,
to it.
yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
very fun, and I occasionally post some that are you know really kind of striking to me, and I edit them down and you know
Sure.
I crop them a little bit and fix them up a little bit.
That's
but-
really cool.
I think that's cool. You're see the world through a kid's eyes.
Yeah.
That sees the world different than every other kid.
And a fun thing to look
a very
back at
cool
when
thing.
he's older.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's great.
Because I'm learning to treat Facebook like a diary of
Oh, sure.
stuff I've done. So this whole like year later, you look back and be like, oh, I was
Dear
there.
diary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just a
Totally.
fun way. So it'd be a great way to have memories of the things that he's seen.
That
but
he's
for him,
seen.
too.
And to
yeah.
be
For
fair,
sure.
to be
It's
fair,
like MySpace. It'll probably still be around when no one's doing it.
Yeah,
still there.
also
Yeah.
true. That's true.
It's funny because it reminds you of things both good and bad that you've done on the old the Facebook. You'll post something like, oh, I totally forgot, or you'll see a post like, I absolutely do not remember posting this at all.
Sure.
But you clearly did it while you were sober because there's no misspellings. You didn't swear at anybody. You didn't offend anybody. You're just like, why don't I remember posting that picture?
That's great.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's very true.
True. Ryan,
then there's
you
Chuck.
Nothing. I don't want to affect any time.
you were in San Diego.
Yeah.
You guys went
I'm
to San
reclaiming
Diego.
my time.
I love it.
Reclaiming my
That's what I was
time.
waiting for. I love it. Guess where? Right here. Right here. I like it. I like it. I was waiting for reclaim the time.
That's
Is that our
fantastic.
drinking word?
This is
we'll get to
great.
That is a good time.
Yeah, we went to Oceanside actually, and had a we had a fantastic time eventually, because the first night that we got there, we thought Erin was very excited because she got the place on the beach. Remember, I was showing you, and you're
yeah.
like, there are these rocks and whatever.
Sure.
Well, it was fantastic where it was, and there was a little opening to be able to go down into the beach. It was great, except she paid a lot more money to stay on the beach in a. They said it was a studio, but that it slept 4. So picture that, number one.
I've stayed in those. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's
And-
what we do.
and
We do a
Couch-
postage
couch
stamp.
and a double bed.
Which
Make it
is a couch and a double bed. Correct. Except it just had a couch.
Didn't pull out.
It did, except for somebody who had back surgery would never say, "Oh, I'll sleep on that."
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was no. So she thought that there was a bed and a couch. So anyway, digress. She's beside herself.
She
I
thought,
bought a
or
blow-up
they
mattress.
specified that was
No,
the
they
case.
just.
Oh.
It was unclear.
just said sleeps
it was
for.
very
Okay.
said sleeps
Wow.
for. It was very unclear
Because last year we slept in a place that,
because the place was cute. Otherwise, like
Oh.
you just going in.
This
by
room can
yourself.
sleep 4.
yeah,
It could, right? But again, if it's like my dad when he was in a wheelchair saying, "Oh no, I'll take the 3rd floor, no elevator, no problem." You know? Not okay.
See you in an hour.
So anyway, but we talked to the management people about the whole thing, and figured that we were leaving, going to San Diego. We were going to drive down to San Diego and just get a different place. And then they put us, literally, I need to put this to music, because we went from the ghetto to a penthouse, a 6-bedroom, the top floor. We had 2 floors, kitchen,
Wow.
jacuzzi, the whole thing. 2 doors down. Like,
They were
it's-
laughing. They were drinking and having a party.
Oh, you have no idea.
Wow.
Yes. So it turned out wonderful.
Jacob, that was a
where-
Dolly Parton reference for you, and you listen back later.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it really did turn out nice, and that was really cool. It was cool for her because she's so funny to me, because she just starts kind of losing it, and she's like,
Kind of?
They said this was a romantic getaway. Here I went and bought her a blow-up mattress, and I'm sleeping on the couch. I'm like, I'm not sleeping on that thing. So it was just very funny.
So there
'cause it was
wasn't a
like-
bed?
There was no bed. It was truly
interesting.
just the couch. I took pictures of this whole place.
Oh,
and
so where were the other 2 people supposed to sleep?
I have no idea. That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. Like, it was like...
I kept trying to do that math, and I'm like, well, why aren't you in the bed?
Well, did you hear my question about was there a bed, or did
Yeah.
they make that clear to you? You may have missed that while you were eating.
Oh, maybe.
crunching the peanuts in the air.
I'd like to reclaim my time.
You go on, girl. You go on, Maxine, girl. So...
Maybe I didn't explain to you how this works.
But yeah, so it turned out to be quite lovely. It was good. And Mom had hip surgery last
And how was she?
Wednesday.
She's more hip.
She's hip to be square. But she's okay. She's okay. She's slowly. I mean, 69 years old. It's gonna take her a while. So, but she's at home doing her thing,
Very good.
relaxing.
How are the Google alerts?
From your mom. Remember news alerts, Google
Oh
alerts?
Jesus!
They're
I'm
Yahoo.
like, they're Yahoo. Thank you. I'm
Oh,
like, I
Yahoo.
don't know about Google.
Whatever,
I don't.
Yahoo.
God damn it! She hasn't. Don't say that to her. She'll come.
I
in.
don't
my
think
brain
she's a
is
listener.
rested
Yeah.
and sharp.
I actually have. I think. Oh, I didn't take them out. I carry these with me all the time.
What are
now,
the? Oh, just
so that I
silencers?
can just put them on.
I just pretend to be listening
I
to something.
do. I have
Yeah.
them on, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
Oh, you're
What?
killing me.
9 out of 10 times I am listening. Okay, maybe
But
7
wait,
out of
are
10.
those legitimately headphones, or
Yeah.
they just look like
No. They're
They're
Bluetooth? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought for sure you just had a set of fake headphones.
no, they're
that you-
Bluetooth headphones.
Like,
Oh my
cut the
God,
wire
that would
off
be
of
great.
which would even have been better.
That
just
really
like,
would.
Hey,
I
Mom.
don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Like a drag
Yeah,
show
yeah,
microphone.
yeah.
Like
Yes,
somebody cut
exactly.
the wire off it at some point
Right.
and
Yep.
just carries it around like
I-
a mic.
Absolutely.
I just assumed they didn't work, and that was the point. I thought she was just like, I use these. I'm like,
No,
I can't hear you.
I always have them now. Like, I'll listen to
I
music.
thought
or I'll
those
listen to-
headphones and a mild background and mime performance, and you got yourself something.
I'm not gonna lie. Every now and again, I don't have anything.
I have to ask Al a question. I picked up Al last night at the airport about midnight. Now, did you sleep or not? Or because I'm sure. Okay, I just wonder.
Before or since?
Since I picked you up.
Not a lot. 'Cause,
Okay. I can tell so far.
The lawn human's back.
Because you're a little. Well, we needed him, and I need to have a talk with him about the backyard too.
Oh, thank
Taking
you.
care of
Oh,
it.
done. Oh, that's good. Killed 2 birds, 1 stone. And that fucking tree. We're gonna work on that too.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a hostage negotiation. No, I guess, well, allegedly, since I've been gone with Kelly Clarkson,
Yeah.
it rained a fucking lot.
For real.
Right on the corner of 32nd Street and Thomas, where I live.
2 weeks ago today, the lawnmower human, the landscaper guy, came by and he was like, should we look at the backyard? Should we look up behind the fence and see about if there's anything that needs to be like sprayed for weeds or cut back? And I was like, honestly, no, it looks good. There was one weed, like 3 feet tall, like a pricker bush that had just gone. And I thought, fuck it, 12 years will be Jack and the Beanstalk. Who cares? Because it was seriously one green stick in the middle of the lawn in barren emptiness. Nothing. And so this morning I get up because I had just fallen asleep, and he shows up, and now he does my yard and the guy next door's yard. So he's there whacking things for a long time. So I'm like, fuck, I forgot to leave him a check. So I go out because I can hear him. I thought he was in my backyard, but he was in the neighbor's backyard. So I'm like screaming at the fence, and I turn around and I'm like, holy shit, that's a disaster. So I go in, run and get him another check.
Oh.
And write him like a tip to be like, there's a jungle in my backyard. Like almost all of it, almost the entire giant backyard is like 2 feet high with
it's
grass
crazy.
that grew like the savannah.
Yeah.
Or whatever, the Saren fucking Getty.
I used to love her on
And
TV.
then me and 3 people from the cast of Kong Island pushed open the back gate through the grasslands.
Yeah, it's brutal back
He's
there.
like, I'm gonna just spray and kill it first, and then we'll do something. I'm like, pesticide the shit out of this.
Yeah.
That can scare me with cancer.
Yeah.
Because while I was on vacation, now we'll get to what I did this last 2 weeks. Was a tourist. Did the touristy thing, went to Niagara Falls, did all the stuff that me and my cousin used to do when we were little. Cousins from Baltimore, so we went to Fort Niagara and I forced my sisters to go into the fort, and we toured the whole grounds, which is absolutely beautiful, where Lake Ontario meets the Niagara River. Gorgeous day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Went and did the Maid of the Mist, walked around the falls, which my family hates because of the traffic. It's all traffic. What do these fucking tourists want here? Well, it's the only thing keeping your city open. So
Right, so let's go see
try
it.
to embrace them. But it was obnoxious. It was really fucking hot. And then the line to get down to the Maid of the Mist was just a nightmare of sunshine and heat. Because everybody's like, oh my God, it's so hot in Arizona. How do you live there? How do you live in this shit? It's 97
Right,
degrees.
with the humidity.
90%
Humidity,
Yeah.
right.
You can't keep sunblock on because you're just sweating it off as fast as you can put it on. But we made it down, got on the Maid of the Mist, and we'll do the good news first. Got on the Maid of the Mist. If you've not done it, it's $18.50. Do it twice in a day. Try not to go on a weekend. Try to make it a weekday so you don't have all the tourists. That is so incredible, and I had just watched Inception by Christopher Nolan on, like, big screen, and you go into the Horseshoe Falls, and it was one of the most magical, mystical things I have ever seen.
It's a magical mystery tour.
It is, and you go into the falls, and you go into the Horseshoe, and all of a sudden the world disappears. I mean, you're seeing the rainbows on the American Falls, you see the Bridal Veil, there's a little cool wind coming off of everything, and then you make the turn into the Horseshoe Falls, and all of a sudden the mist covers you. You're lost in mist. There's no more sky anymore, and all you see is the falls, like on an IMAX screen. I'm like, this is like high-def TV. It was just so amazing to all of a sudden have the only thing you can see in front of you was this waterfall in this mist. On a hot, sunny day, it was no longer sunny. It was just, you were in this weird place with this the roaring water, the engine going, and we were just laughing and screaming. And of course they time it perfectly. God bless, somebody got something right in Niagara Falls. As you're like coming down the river, they're giving you a little bit of history, blah blah this, blah blah that, Bridal Veil Falls, kid fell over, Maid of the Mist, solved,
Right.
saved
The
him.
woman in the barrel, whatever.
Yada yada
a
yada.
very
There's a
touching
lady in a
story.
barrel. And as soon as you get to that point where your jaw just drops of like, this is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. They're like, this is Niagara Falls.
Ooh.
And we were like, ooh, it's a good thing 'cause I didn't know where I was.
I needed that guy at the Grand Canyon.
And I don't have that voice because it needed to be in that
It was like the inner world.
yeah. It was the big
Where
booming
water
like,
falls.
what's his name? Luke, I am your father. What's his name?
James
Earl
Earl Jones.
Jones.
You needed like it was like the CNN voice, like that's how booming it was, and it just boomed over this loudspeaker.
This is Niagara Falls.
And then it just ended, and then the talking part ended because they knew that you're not gonna.
Nobody's listening.
You were barely listening a minute ago. That all of a sudden it just stopped, and we were like, what the fuck? And my cousins and my niece was there, and she was kind of humming and hawing, and then she's like, all right, this is cool. And then she was looking at me, and we were just like laughing and screaming, and we just kept saying to each other, "This is Niagara Falls." So that was fun. And then off to the Rhode Island for an just lovely. My friends are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful ambassadors for the Long Island, and went to this place 2 hours down from Taylor Swift's house called the Ocean House, the Ocean Beach, or something. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hotel. And just gracious living and terraces and private beach that you're not allowed down unless you're staying. And then they had a Veuve Clicquot secret garden with 2 Veuve Clicquot bicycles, all decorated in yellow and orange, like the Veuve Clicquot labels. It's all they serve there with champagne or champagne cocktails.
Can you explain to us laymen what Veuve Clicquot is?
Veuve Clicquot.
That's what the champagne that.
Yeah,
you
it's the French champagne orange label. It's what Absolutely
gotcha.
Fabulous was talking about when they were
Gotcha.
drinking Verve and Burb, like when they made up that drink. But Veuve Clicquot either has a yellow label or an orange label, or they have the Grand Dame or the Rosé, and just a lovely, lovely, lovely near I think it's called Watch Hill, Rhode Island, and just a life I could never afford, but it was good to dip my toe in for a
Always nice to live
a
that
glass
life
of
for an hour.
champagne and a little bit of lunch. And then the whole thing that we just turned
It's a beautiful color.
Oh my God, the rosés are just out of control because now that the French grocery has talked me over, the rosé is just it. So as Jesus' gay friend said, can you turn the water into rosé? It's summer.
It's summer.
And I'll have the halibut.
Exactly. So it's absolutely delightful. It is not White Zinfandel. It is not White Zinfandel. It is not White Zinfandel.
Can I smell that? I'm
Yes.
usually I'm not a wine person at all, but I
But
want.
just remember,
And I'm
this
not a
is
rosé
Woo.
person.
right because you're thinking of White Zinfandel.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm
But
really
what
not.
I smell-
We've tried it at all the different
What-
wine things.
What I
with
smell
Aaron, and
immediately
I'm-
from that is red wine's ugly or better looking sister, because I
Prettier
smell the
sister,
red
yeah.
wine in that. I smell because the smell of red wine makes me sick. Like I just want to throw up.
Tastes delicious.
Please
so,
don't.
This,
No,
and
no,
this
that's
is-
why I don't drink it.
This is a lovely Côte de Rhône from that region of France that I enjoy so much.
Like
Dry,
Oh, it is a Côte de Rhône.
but it's dry as a bone. I just like to be fancy with my French.
I do,
But-
and you do it well.
Is that
I
Brut
tried.
by
I tried.
Fabergé?
But
Something.
it's dry as a bone,
Oh,
and
it actually
so
isn't bad.
It's delightful for summer. Like it just, my
I mean,
code
after
word.
that's it. No,
Besides, may I reclaim my time? My code word is the wine is very drinkable. So that's how I describe wine that I'm chugging down out of the paper bag.
Wow, he had a really bougie trip. He's drinking wine out of a bag.
But you know what I mean? Like every time we drank like 30, 40 bottles of rosé the whole weekend between like 8 of us. And every once in a while I would describe something as really drinkable. And I was like, okay, not only does it sound douchey, but all it means is that I'm able to swallow this one faster than most.
All right.
There you have it.
See, rosé's been my summer bitch. That is the absolute.
I like that.
That's it,
I
summer.
like that.
My summer
girl.
bitch.
I
That's
like
funny.
Good stuff.
Oh heavens! Well,
stuff. And you, sir?
continuing on the theme that we're already involved in, which is what have you been doing since we last saw you? I didn't draw pictures to illustrate everything, by the way. I did I too traveled. I did a couple weeks before. When we went to right before the 4th of July, went to San Diego, client trip, as was the one to LA. But and I know I've bored all of you with this, but I haven't bored everybody else that's listening. So let's do that.
How lucky.
Yay.
We went there. Now a couple things. The 4th of July on the harbor was a little disappointing for me, only from the standpoint of I expected it to just be an over the top, crazy hours long festival of love and tenderness. The cool thing is they have 4 barges that are in the length of the harbor, and they're synchronized. They're all loaded with the exact same fireworks. It's all synchronized. They all shoot off the same colors, the same displays, all at the same time. Okay, that's cool. It's 15 minutes. So all of these hundreds of thousands of people gather and gather and gather for this thing, and then it's like, and it's over.
Budget cuts.
And I was like, but apparently that's normal. I asked other people, and they're like, well, no, that's really about it. And I'm like, seems kind of a big waste. I mean, it was beautiful to stand there on the top of the hotel we were on and see, you know, all of it. And you could see from the other barges at the same time, the same white or green or red or whatever colors they were. It was just, I mean, that was beautiful. But I was like, you're overselling this a little bit. That was one. Otherwise, San Diego was just, it's beautiful, but it's still, I'd rather be there in December where it's cooler and humid as opposed to summer when it's hot and humid, because I'm done with the humidity.
It's usually the same temperature every year, though. I mean, all year
Year-round. Well, yeah, in the summer.
Humidity
Unless they have the they have the Santa Anas. That's
If
the
you
only
move
difference.
to the beach, though, you have that lovely sea breeze and 75 degrees the whole time.
Oh no, there's
I
a
would wear
no. There's a
sweatshirts.
lovely breeze when we were at the hotel, but when we were walking like insane people up and down all these hills, and we walked from Hillcrest to the hotel at one point, and I was like, "The hell was that?"
It was dumb.
And now the only perk was it was downhill, but my God, my calves were killing me because you walk downhill because your body, you know, you're not climbing or just level. Your body trying to support you at a different angle. That was kind of painful for a while. But anyway, did through that, rode a train, and I don't know if any of you realize that you can do this or not. Amtrak has a train that goes from the Union Station in downtown San Diego to the Union Station in downtown LA. So we rode a train, which is a 3-hour, and it was and you and I were talking about this last night after I picked you up. Riding the train is so non-stressful. And it's like you can show up a minute and a half before the train leaves. You just walk in with your luggage.
Tell me that.
It's super easy. You get there 4 fucking days before the train leaves. No, but
There's an hour-long boarding process that you have to go through.
You get in, you sit in a very comfortable seat. It's all good. They have, at least the train I was on, they had a lady come by and ask you drink orders, or they gave out snacks. There's Wi-Fi. To me, it was a very relaxing. I didn't even realize 3 hours had gone by when you go from San Diego to LA. And it does make several little stops in little places, but they don't screw around. You're there for 45 seconds. Like they pull up, stop, boom, people off, people on, let's go. Really, they don't screw around. So like, again, with a plane, when you go to a city, obviously they land, they taxi to the gate. I mean, you're there an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
In some cases. So with that said, the cool part was realizing this, I told this story to my mom, and she didn't realize, and not quite honestly, I didn't realize either, you can still go cross country on an Amtrak. So we are, in fact, Mom, I know you're listening, so I'll tell you, I just got confirmation from relatives that we want to go visit in Missouri. We are going to, in early October, we're going to take a weekend, and we're going to drive to Flagstaff, because unfortunately, the 5th largest city in the country, which is Phoenix, Arizona, you cannot board this train in Phoenix. You have to go to Tucson or Flagstaff, which according to Al was like number 75 or 96 on the list of largest cities in the country.
Now, don't bring your train to the
I have a feeling it's about the valley part, though.
Yeah,
That's what we said.
Could
Yeah,
be.
I mean, I would think that's
So
why.
we're going to drive to Flagstaff and catch the train and drive.
Building the train.
The
Sorry.
they've made tunnels before. I'm
I
not
would
sure
think-
what the big fucking deal was. Anyway,
The Chinese stopped digging them.
Oh, God.
So we're
How
gonna
those tunnels got made.
So we're going to take a train from Flagstaff to Kansas City, rent a car, drive down, and visit the family for a couple of days, and then ride back. It's
I love it.
About average. It's about a 25-hour train ride, but with a sleeper car, with meals and all that other happy stuff, for 2 people. Pardon me, it's $1,200.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, by the time you were to do first class and all that for a plane, plus have to go through all that bullshit,
Right.
you're more than that per person, depending on how quickly, or excuse me, how much in advance you buy your tickets. Right. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be kind of cool. Now, of course, over the
It's all
summer,
the adventure. You know what I mean? The adventure of
I
riding
did
on
a
the
couple
train and
did a
seeing
couple other
stuff.
things that I know Al's going to be happy that I did. What you have your finger up, Kat? What does that mean?
I do, because it appears that the reason that Amtrak no longer runs through Phoenix is because the tracks west of Phoenix are not being maintained by Union Pacific. Union Pacific has abandoned that line.
Bastards.
And so now Amtrak can't ride on them.
We're gonna stand up and
There it
cry
is.
union. I need some Norma Ray time out of that. That's bullshit. We gotta fix it. We gotta work on that. Can you work on that? So-
I'm right on top of that.
In
Rose.
addition to planning what will be an adventure, because Mom and I mean, it's cool. We've never traveled like that together. It'll be exciting. I sold my little white truck.
Oh, congratulations.
Sold that to a friend.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm good now. Yeah, yeah.
How have you spent that $7?
I have. Well, sold for a fucking lot more than that. Sold it for a lot more than that.
Thank you.
That was
Anywho,
All night.
I think there was an insult in there somewhere. So, anywho, I sold that, put my other red truck in storage, which Al is well aware of, because to put it in storage, I had to go to his house and
put it in storage.
Well, I had to put it right.
there you go.
But to get it in storage, this tree we were talking about earlier, that's going to be a hostage negotiation later. It drops these seed pods, and there were. It was mountains of. I mean, trains wouldn't run through it. I mean, there was
I
mountains
have
of
that
them.
tree in my front yard. I hate
So
it.
I spent what I
and I
thought.
cleaned that twice.
Oh, sure.
In July.
Sure. So I thought I was going to spend like an hour and a half over there. I spent like 3 hours at Al's house the other day, and I'm texting him all the time because I want him to know, hey, I'm at your house, your alarm's off, don't freak out. And he's like, I haven't checked the alarm in days. Whatever.
I check it every day.
Yes. I know you do.
So
You've said.
I cleaned it up. I got his garage all cleaned up, moved stuff. I started using a vertical space. You know, he's got rafters, store stuff up above, cleaning stuff out. We also found some luggage that he had stolen from somebody
Borrowed.
6 years ago.
No, 11.
Oh, 11 years
Oh,
ago.
wow.
Yeah. So,
Great.
and then on top of that, now this will be a shock to all of you. I know it very well. I made a couple of purchases this summer, but I'm very happy with them, and Mom is equally happy. I bought new vacuum.
Oh.
I bought new vacuum, but brand new retail vacuum. Not. I did. I bought the new
well
Duo
done.
Clean, the Shark
Okay,
that's got the
yep.
little felt brush in the front that sweeps the floor. Oh, my God, they're
A
amazing.
delight.
They're amazing.
Good. Okay.
They are crazy. I thought what I had was a good vacuum until that son of a bitch.
Sure.
No, it is insane what it does, and it's
Fantastic.
that's why I gave Mom one. I got one, and then I don't know if anybody have seen. Actually, this has been the summer of but wait, there's more infomercials, because I bought those, and
It's time to cancel the
then
cable.
has anybody else? Oh no, they get you on Twitter. That's where the motherfuckers get you, because QVC and all these other motherfuckers, they have advertising in Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, it shows up right there. So anywho, in addition, have you seen the new Fuller brush sweeper?
I have not.
The
No.
little sweeper that you push on a hardwood floor.
familiar with the
and
Fuller Brush Company.
It's got same company, and it's got little brushes that it's just little floor sweepers. On
Sure.
it. They used to call them like Hokies years ago, little floor sweepers.
Of course they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anywho,
There's a little every diner has one that
Kind of.
that won't pick up a French fry. Like there's
Right.
always
Oh, this motherfucker will
there's
pick up
always a
yours.
busboy that's like.
so got those two. So we're vacuuming. So I'm cleaning out my hostage situation of vacuums that I've got here in the house. We're gonna start liquidating vacuums. So I want you all to know that. Now the third thing that I purchased, which is part of it's the late night. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
I thought this was gonna be bullshit, and they finally got to a discounted price that I'm like,
Sham wow.
how? No, God, no.
All right.
No, they had an advertisement for a price, and I'm like, I can't go wrong. And it's the full money back guarantee. I bought my pillows.
I have them.
Do you?
They're a
When
delight.
did you get them?
Oh my God. A year ago.
Oh, you didn't share that with me.
Well, I apologize.
And you didn't share it on the show.
Nope. I did not. My bad.
Were you concerned that people would
I
laugh
was
at
not
you?
concerned. No, I just didn't. Mom said, what do you think about getting those and trying them? And I said, I'm not going to pay that price. So then I went to CVS and I had a 30% off coupon. And you could get 30% off all of your stuff. So then I got my pillows.
I bought them for 50% off the website.
Exhausting journey.
Yeah.
But it was amazing
Delight.
because I got the extra
They were a little
filled
bit
king
cheaper,
size,
yeah.
which
Oh,
cost
see,
a
we
little
don't have
more.
those. Yep.
But I'm surprised. And then when I told my mom that, my aunt has them too and loves them. I'm
they're
really
fantastic.
surprised at how good they are. I thought for
Wait,
sure.
so what pillow is this?
My pillow.
My Pillow.
That's what it's called?
MyPillow.com.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that
The mustache guy
Mike
with
Lindell.
with the cross. Where it always wears the cross.
There's a gal in that commercial
They're at JC
that I
Penney's.
went to high school with.
In the
She's
really?
a year younger. Yeah.
Oh.
But she's really very sweet. But
would you describe her as well rested?
she is now, according to that commercial, she's very, very well rested.
I wasn't sure
Oh
where
my
you were
gosh,
going.
there's a 4-pack special. Save 50% with the promo code.
But no, I thought for sure this was
Put a
going to
link in
be
the chat room. Maybe we'll get a pillow.
Deal.
Mike Lindell.
We can pretend we have
There's
advertising.
and also, just for you to know, there is a documentary on Mike Lindell that you can watch.
about Jesus and his fucking pillow.
No.
I like the pillow, but he makes
He's a little Jesus-y.
he's creepy.
But he is creepy. But it's set up like
He is.
No,
he is.
they made a documentary about the pillow guy.
Yeah, and it's set up like almost like Johnny Carson. And I thought this is the dumbest fucking thing maybe I've ever watched. So then I just kept watching.
Oh.
All right, I'd like
know.
to reclaim my time first.
Exactly. It's
You
really
haven't
And I
lost
say
any.
two things, but I don't know
Best
how
thing
long.
ever.
no, that's a good point.
Get
Anyway,
on. I
digress.
have to buy
Good
that
for
coffee
you,
mug
though.
now.
Yeah.
Good for you. Those things are fabulous. They're
You
really
sold
great.
the truck and you didn't. Wasn't that. You should have like stopped the thing you drive now, open the door, welcome me in, and be like, "She's gone." You know what I mean? Like,
No, I had to
I'm
save
so
something.
excited.
Buried the lead.
I had to
Buried the
save it
lead.
for the show.
Well, I almost twittered over there. I was so excited.
Well, now apparently he has the tools to clean it up.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Oh no, it's not a wet vac. God
Oh.
no, it's not a wet vac.
That'll ruin things.
God,
apparently.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron and I agree. I have people. Aaron from LA says in the chat room that he saw what looked like a brand new vacuum on the curb in LA the other day and thought of me. Now, the oddity with that, you're not alone. I get messages and texts from people that live here in Phoenix that are like, if you hurry, you can find a vacuum on the corner of wherever the hell it is. People see them on more often than not. They see them in next to dumpsters in apartment complexes when people move out or whatever, because obviously you've got everybody in an apartment complex typically has their own vacuum. So there's a high rate of turnover with failed vacuums in those places. So I get them, still fix them, give them back to people or whatever. But I think we're gonna ramp down on the vacuum acquisitions because I am.
I mean,
Whoa.
what the hell have you
What
and your
happened?
therapist been doing for 6
You
weeks?
got rid of your truck.
Christ,
then-
Lord,
then
can I see the
that.
doll and where you touched it?
Maybe you touched the
I think we need to
therapist.
change
Maybe
our
that's what
rating on
happened.
iTunes. for
Speaking
that.
of touching things, I have another story.
Everybody go. Just now
I'm-
we're gonna
I'm
take our
not
potty
prepared.
break. Potty break.
And I'd like to reclaim my time. Third thing.
I didn't bring any alcohol for
so
this.
what happened to that French fry?
At the diner.
I've never had the patience to wait and see.
Can't leave a bitch hanging.
Oh, okay. Well, now comes the time of the show where normally we would start either headlines or something else. But at this point in the game, and I don't have a jingle or a sounder for it. I wish that I did. I didn't plan that far ahead. This is where Al will now be giving us our drinking word because we need it. We need more time. So Al, what's our drinking word?
Ooh, whisper it like password. Whisper it like password.
Yeah.
And I think like maybe
The drinking.
we'll use this music.
Oh, I was like, and someone talked. I'd like to reclaim my time.
That's going to be our phrase.
Yeah, next week's word's fun too because it's written down.
The drinking word is.
But will you remember
like
it?
to
Will that
reclaim
thing
my
remember it?
Oh, it will.
Oh, we didn't get to.
I'd like to reclaim my time. That's our drinking word.
Okay. Right there.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's good stuff.
Reclaiming my time.
Got
I
it.
feel-
So drinking word
So
is
this segment
phrase.
could be called "What We Did Last Summer."
Yes.
Well, no,
Parenthetically, almost no murders.
Oh.
but this segment, we're
Now
gonna,
I know what you did last summer. Parenthetically,
No.
nobody died.
in the production meeting that we had 4 weeks ago that we did no follow up for.
Sure.
We created a new segment that follows up what have you been doing since we last saw you, which is typically 6 days ago. But this one is going to be called Obsession because Kat wants to create some sort of recreate the commercial from.
It's happening in my head.
I know.
It needs
Someday
to happen on
we'll get a
paper.
production crew. We'll get it. But in light of getting that put together, we'll use this just to our new segment called "What's Your Obsession?"
Obsession.
Which what have you been obsessing about over the past week? So tell
Right.
us.
So here's how this works, and please play along in the chat room. It could be anything media related if you're obsessed with a show or a soundtrack or, whatever. It could be like a topic in the news that you literally cannot stop thinking about and can't let go and are just obsessing about. Anything in the world.
Your hair. Like it could be anything.
It could be your hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Could be whatever it is. So for mine, I had probably something else already queued up, but then our friend Jacob Triweiler tagged me in a Facebook post, and now my obsession is hashtag bit of a day. There's a graphic that I sent you
Stand by.
with a date on it, and I
Where'd I put
am
it?
not going to sleep for the next 4 days.
Okay.
Okay.
there it is.
That is the right.
That's a
use.
good build-up, right?
Good
is
use
a
of the
good-
term obsessed.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. So
You ready?
here's what happened. Put
Here
up
we
the
go.
graphic.
Wait for it.
What the fuck? So, Hamilton musical,
Yeah, I see
their
that.
social media just posted this and said August 11th is going to be hashtag bit of a day, ... for a few reasons. I'm not going to sleep. I cannot. Is it Mixtape Volume 2?
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it
I don't know.
Hamilton Returns, the sequel?
It could be. Oh my God, I don't know.
This time it's personal. Electric Boogaloo.
Back from the Dead?
Island Retreat.
This time I've got money.
Jungle Paradise?
Michael Caine needed a job. Doesn't he always?
all of this could be the things.
Is it an early DVD release because he just couldn't wait for it?
I don't know.
Wait. Filmed?
They filmed it. Wait, they filmed the original cast.
I want to reclaim my time.
Yeah.
No, I'm reclaiming my time.
Every my time.
No, I mean, that could be the Hamilton thing.
Oh, reclaiming my time. Maybe.
Maybe. You don't know.
Maybe. I like
That's what
it.
I'm saying. We don't know.
I want to reclaim my time in the room
But
and where it happened.
so for those of you that are a little less obsessive, you may or may not know that hashtag bit of a day is a Lin-Manuel Mirandaism that he uses he like tags that on all of his like crazy this can't be real life kind of days.
Okay.
Like when he's
Bit of a day.
when he's at the Oscars being nominated for some shit, he goes hashtag bit of a day.
Yeah.
What?
Now, bit
The
of the
fuck?
day, a bit of a day.
Yeah, it's
Bill-
not. It's
Bill
not like
Honey?
a terrible honey candy. No, it's
Oh.
bit of a day.
They're not gonna
Oh,
get
bit
sponsored.
of a day.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a day.
Bit of a day,
Like
right.
a bit of a day at sea, sir.
Sure.
Am I using that correctly?
Yes. Yes.
It's a bit of a day at sea, sir.
I'm gonna
That's not as enjoyable as hell of a day at sea,
Just
sir.
a bit.
Just a bit of a day.
But it's a
Just let-
descriptive.
yeah.
But
It's been a bit of a day, hasn't it?
8/11/2017. So
accent.
it's not 5 days. It's only 3. But still,
No, but if you can have
there will
tonight,
be
the-
no sleeping.
several
no
days after
sleeping.
that to the 11th.
3. Is it is it metric days? Is it metric or imperial? I'm not sure which one.
And
The days that follow.
And as if by clockwork, they go up one.
As if by magic.
so that is
Thank you,
my
Bubbles.
details to come. That's the story we're following. Watch this space.
Watch this space.
Thank you, Rachel. Nice way to tag that in. Oh, by the way,
Cat's back. Rachel's back. Everybody's back. All the men are
crazy.
back. I'm sorry.
We all have the same haircut. Although mine's too short today. I made a mistake and I went to a guy and again.
you what?
It's true. I usually just cut my own hair and it looks like I cut my own hair. And
so
so
that explains it.
right,
Ah.
that's why it looks like that
I think
because
we owe Marnie $5 on that one.
I forgot we had a bet.
Yeah.
were we betting about whether or not I cut my own hair?
Yeah,
I
but,
do.
but it was years ago.
It was more like
there's
what,
a lot
it
going
more
on.
like what happened to her hair,
Yeah.
but if that's
But
what you want to call
I'm
it.
taking the money.
I'll give you $5
Yeah.
if she cut it herself. You're on.
It's true. Whoever took that bet wins because I typically do.
Do you think that's a Floby? Do you?
She freestyling that.
Were they lefty scissors?
That's right. The green safety scissors.
We don't know. I don't
That's
know.
good.
That's what blood ends get you.
I thought it was just a bad hat.
Reclaiming my time. Next caller.
That's fair.
Fair point.
Next, a story about bullying.
Sometimes it happens at home.
I think it's healthy. I think it makes you tougher.
When you're
Oh, I agree.
Pull
I've
your
always
boots up by your
agreed.
bootstraps.
Bully away.
That's
when
right.
your safe place goes
bully.
wrong.
Right.
And there's no safe word.
Incidentally, this was never my safe place.
No.
That's smart.
Oh, it should be. This should be.
No, but it really
I feel-
shouldn't. No, it shouldn't.
I want everybody to feel safe, at least in this part of the house. So wait, have we in this new segment called Obsession?
Yeah.
Have we got to anything that people are obsessed about other
Except
than that
her.
one?
No, it's Marnie's turn.
Okay,
Yeah.
go, Marnie. What are you obsessing about? What's
Well,
Arduous
I'm not
chore.
gonna lie. That goddamn Kelly McEnany or whatever her fucking name is.
Who?
That stupid cunt from CNN. The one who went on. I sent that thing to you guys.
The
about
one that's now on North
that's
Korea
now
News?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
the one that I said that's her sister, the Asian sister.
right? Overly happy.
Yeah, whatever. God damn, we just lost the
Okay, I know.
North
5
Koreans.
weeks. We had 5 weeks
South
to win back an
Koreans,
Asian.
North Koreans.
I was really looking forward to
Sorry,
seeing their
my
flags
bad.
too.
I know.
All I
Hey,
bullshit
we got the
is what I can
subcontinent.
tell
We
you.
got the subcontinent.
Yeah.
I just, you've got to be kidding me. So she that stupid bitch leaves CNN and goes to TrumpNews.com or
Yes.
DonaldTrump.com or StupidFucker.com or something, and it's live from Trump Tower, and she's just standing. It's awful. It's awful, but that's the real news. She says at the end.
Oh, okay.
More.
You can also if you watch
Moron.
closely, you'll find out that the script is the same that Kellyanne Conway reads. Same one.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Except for maybe she doesn't yell out Benghazi like Kellyanne Conway.
But I
did.
think she uses cream rinse as opposed to Kellyanne, who does not.
She may. She may.
Well, she's keeping all of it.
She's awful.
Did you see which
She's awful. She's
which news guy
She has
which news
all
guy
of it.
was it that looked at Kellyanne this week and said, "You're just changing the subject"?
I think it was
Like
Jake,
you're
wasn't
just
it Jake Tapper?
I'm asking you a question and you're just screaming Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton.
Can I? Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody can ask her that.
I could
Yeah,
swear
but
that
somebody
it was
literally
Jake
did
Tapper.
this week.
it sounds
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Anderson.
it got to be time. And they the door was closed on the kennel,
Yeah.
but they've let her out a couple
they have.
times,
Oh, I see.
and it's just not going well for her because
Kennel trained dog.
since they like put her asleep for a little while, they you know what I mean, they Rip Van Winkled her, like
Yeah.
no one's taking her shit anymore.
Well, it's not Rip Van Winkle. It's what are the
Shorter.
Stepford Wife, where they just went,
Yeah.
you know, and they turned her
Oh.
off. I
And I
think.
really thought they were gonna do like the 2.0 Kellyanne Conway.
Kellyanne.
This time it's Electric Chickaboo. I just made that one word.
I know you did.
It just went together. I'd like to reclaim my time.
Yeah. So, but the weird thing is she's getting shot down everywhere. Like everyone is like, yeah, we're not taking this shit anymore.
Because she's the next square on Shit Show Bingo.
yeah, oh, it's
She's
true.
gonna be the one.
But
Totally.
now,
Yes.
you've got to admit, now somebody who has stepped in and has been doing the pitch and pivot a lot is Sarah Huckleberry Hound.
Oh, there's no pitch and pivot.
No.
She
She
just
just
lies to
fucking
your
mean.
face.
But they ask her a question and she just comes up with something completely.
I just tell my kids to read the Bible.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
She
that's,
does.
that's almost a standard answer now.
She's on a new
She's a-
segment called Making Shit Up.
Yeah. Yeah. Just lying like
Which
a
we
rug,
should have
yeah.
from this show.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the?
Virtually soul
Lying
free.
like-
Did you
a
happen to see the
rug.
press conference where she said somebody asked her about chaos in the White House and she said, "No, you want to see chaos? Come to my house and see 3 preschoolers." And then there was a couple pauses, a little after, and she's like, "By the way, for clarification, that was not an invitation for you people to come to my house." She goes, "However, if anybody wants to babysit, we'll talk about it." And I'm thinking,
said that?
that's
It's
Sarah
Sarah
Huckleberry
Huckabee.
Hound, Huckleberry Hound.
Oh, that's
But that's
good.
funny.
She caught herself realizing that she just basically invited the entire press corps to her house. Can you imagine? Because then they could see where all those ugly fucking outfits she wears are.
Because you got to admit, though, when we go to nuclear war, she's going to be a great comfort because that bitch just lies to you.
Yeah.
That's not a bomb. Your house is not on fire.
No,
I don't know what that glow
I
is.
told my kids to read
I
the
don't know
Bible.
what that was.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't-
That man running, screaming on fire down your street.
Yeah.
No, and
that
she
is
wouldn't even
fake
gesture or
news.
anything.
That-
She just
that's-
looks right at you and says, "You're not on
You're
fire."
right.
I'm not even warm standing here.
In fact, I'm offended that you think you're on
Yeah.
fire.
I'm going to ask somebody for a jacket
that's-
because I'm actually cold. You know what I mean? There's no pivot with that bitch. I got to give her credit. She just digs in
that's
and
funny.
goes just full Greyhound bus into the next sentence. Like there's no shame on her. She's not sweating like Spicy. It's a challenge.
She's not sweating
But
like
the,
Spicy.
the lesbian that's doing her impersonation on the Chelsea Handler show, spot on and
I
hilarious.
have that queued up at home.
Yeah, you have to
Oh.
watch
Oh,
that.
Miley Cyrus is doing something. Who's the? She's the.
no, it's God,
the
like,
guy.
Fortune Feemster is the one who's doing her on
is
Chelsea.
it Polly? Is it Polly Shore? No, it's
Oh,
some.
Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore
Yeah,
did.
Is doing
That was
is
good.
doing C
Of course,
plus
I
Santa
just
Monica
called-
fascist Stephen Miller.
Of course, I just
my
called
God.
Pauly Shore Miley Cyrus, so we might get letters.
I'm
if
looking
anybody's
forward to seeing what
And you
SNL's
just know the white sheet hood is just beyond his
Oh,
other
right.
hand. Like he has
Stephen Miller.
just got a burning cross waiting to go. He's awful.
Did you see the footage of him from when he was running for student council in high school where the comment was about, "I'm tired of picking up my own trash. That's what we have janitors for."
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
That sounds.
You're just a pig.
That just sounds
Well.
exactly
Oh yeah, He's
like
a
it. So what were you obsessed with? Oh, her.
Just
Pickaninny.
her. I can't, because I
I
can't.
did say that. Edit that out.
Oh, take it. Edit that out.
That's bad.
I
just don't remember
because
why
of
it's bad.
where this is going.
The
in
North
shit
Korea
show,
news.
right?
Yeah, it's the
I mean,
state-run news.
That's the state-run news, and if anyone, if those listeners have not seen that tragic show of the Korean news, go and look for it. And it's just this one lady who sits there and gets the one I sent you was
Yeah.
really excited.
I've seen her before.
And they'll play it on different things. I sat there watching it going, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Because that's what, and people are still sitting there at a rally in West Virginia or wherever the hell, making America great again. You fucking idiot. We're not making America anything except douchebags. And it just, and then seeing
Because it's a very clever demise. First, we undermine the education system.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Now,
But I'm sitting here going, how is nobody else?
now to that very point, even though this is the beginning of our new season 6, there may
already
not,
off the rails.
There may not be a season 7. We don't know. Based on how this is all going today with 45 and him just
You're right.
hell and fury coming upon you, and all that shit. I'm like, well, we may get a couple more weeks out of this.
Yeah.
We may not. Who knows?
Yeah.
The
Season
world,
7, live from Canada.
yeah.
We think North Korea is neat.
The world may be ending, but I'm still talking.
Ain't that the
You
truth?
and roaches
anyway,
and share.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with that because I just can't.
Okay, there's that.
All right.
Okay, so mine is compliments of Kurt Malik, who found this for us the other night after some drinks. So I want to give him credit for this goodness. But please look up Gary Janetti and follow him on Twitter. Because I'm going to try and find as many as I can, whatever my time constraint
How would you?
is.
Can you give us a spelling of the name?
Gary, Gary. Janetti. Allegedly, he was a writer for. I have no idea. But anyway,
He's got a check mark.
somebody Google him.
You're not going to say
I'm so
SNL, are
crazy.
you?
All of August, it's like the worst time for a nuclear war for me, and then we're going into the holidays.
In the holidays.
Yeah.
I love him already.
So Gary Janetti has something to say about Angela Lansbury coming back for a new season, and he's like, the first mystery she'll solve is how she's still alive. Trump leaves for vacation in New Jersey. Jesus, he can't even take a vacation right.
Oh my God! No wonder we love him. Stand by. Here's his credits.
That's good.
I have to admit, the past 6 weeks I have missed you being right beside me Googling shit because I don't want to Google it myself.
You're welcome. He's a producer and writer known for Family Guy, Will and Grace,
Okay.
and Stewie Griffin Untold Story, which is Family Guy.
Family Guy, Untold Story.
Yeah.
And then there's a picture of two dolphins rubbing noses, and he's like, this just perpetuates the stereotype of gay dolphins as whores and sluts. How come the media never shows normal gay dolphins?
Research
A
is-
cool thing you can do today is try to find out which of your local schools have kids with overdue lunch accounts and pay them off. Oh, that's
I
kind
like
of nice.
that. Yeah. That's kind of nice. I like
Kinda.
that.
Wait, I gotta find some of these because some of these are just wrong. Also, are we even completely sure Melania is not trans?
Wow.
Seriously.
You got a point.
Well, we know she's not signing up for the military.
She's kind of already in the armed services, if you will.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, she's being held hostage. That's
Yeah,
for
she
sure.
is.
Based on the trailer, I'm assuming the basic conflict in the Justice League is Batman's weight.
Funny.
Okay, wait.
I don't get that.
Oh, because he looks bigger.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Oh God, I was hoping Delta moved into the Ann Coulter wing. No, wait. There's a really funny one, so I'll just have to make it up. And it's like,
I want
Get
to
it,
claim my
Sarah,
time.
get it.
but it's
Yeah.
it's a gay guy saying, "I'm thinking about adopting children. My colors are cinnamon and bisque."
That's cute. That's funny.
Oh, why would you want to
And
do
it's,
that?
and it's the gay dad sucking the kid. Not everyone has a mommy, and some have Joan Crawford. Is that what you want, Joan Crawford? We can have her come over here and slap you.
Okay, now
So there's a picture of Trump and of Donald arrive in Paris. Okay, I'm done.
Trumpet of Donald.
Yeah,
What?
it's the Handmaid's Tale.
Oh,
Yep.
I haven't seen that. Got it.
That's a lovely find.
Uh-huh.
I approve this message.
Funny Gary Janetti.
Not nearly as exciting as many of your obsessions. I forgot about another purchase that I made because since we've been
From
together,
QVC?
since we were together, Amazon had their Amazon Prime Day.
Oh, yes, they did.
And I had been wanting a new set of headphones
Okay.
in my lengthy anticipation of going back to the gym. So I bought Bose wire
And
Bluetooth.
arrows? Oh.
They're fantastic. No, but here's what the obsession is I'm again, and this happens every time you get new headphones as they get better and better and better. You go back and you listen to stuff and you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was there. I've never heard that before.
Is that a
And you go right.
A piccolo?
Piccolo. It's an oboe. It's a double reed instrument, I'm sure.
It's piping
It's
hot.
a piccolo.
So that's
I've been listening to Sweeney Todd.
I've been
a lot.
listening to a lot of different things in the headphones, and I just walk around the house, and and what's funny is if the doorbell goes off, if anything else happens, I don't know anything about it. I'm just oblivious to it because I'm just doing my thing. Reclaiming my time.
Reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time.
I swear to God, I thought those were fake. I thought it was just a mom can't hear you.
You know, I swear to God, that's not a bad
that's
idea.
Very,
but that's not
very,
it, no.
very funny.
I
glad
know
you
it
got
says
those.
all men are created equal, but maybe we should be more specific. Thomas Jefferson's gay friend.
That's cute.
Wow. Okay, now this is going to be a sloppy transition, but somehow I've got to figure out how to make it. This is the part where we're going to do all of our headline teases before the headline segment. So right now, get your 2 headlines out. I'm going to play
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
sounder.
right. It's only 2. Shit, I thought we had that whole time.
No,
I had like
2.
9,000 of them up here.
2.
right now.
So you
Two
pick
things.
two things. So we're gonna do the normal. I do the intro, and then it's gonna be boom, 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 rapid fire. We're gonna do 8, and then out of this segment, and we're gonna come into a whole new hour in 2
that's
minutes.
right.
No
There's time at
surprises.
the end if you need more to talk about, though.
Now I gotta.
Oh, probably
right.
not because we're gonna laugh it up. So
Yeah.
for those of you who've listened previously, you know how this normally works. It may not work that way now.
So reclaim your time.
Do it. You better reclaim it now.
It's good. It's good.
So anyway, so again, what we're doing for you, we're going to
Just
tell
do
you,
it.
tell you now. We're going to do the headlines on the other side of the break, so stick with us, if you will. Here we go. It's headlines coming at you on this, our beginning of season 6, 8/8/2017. It's Q Talk America, show 311. Oh, aren't you happy? Man buys pies despite shitty little kid.
Fuck you, Debbie Lesko.
Pillows as sex partners.
Ohio school district to fire employee after anti-gay Facebook post.
SNL writer responds to 45's tweets as if they're personal texts.
Plebiscite, please.
Sad and shitty.
U.S. won't declare opioid emergency.
And that's all of the headlines right there. We're going to have these coming up right after this. Stick around, won't you? It's Q Talk. Oh, I have an entire outro to play that's coming up. It's even more exciting. It goes like this. We'll get these kinks worked out, I swear to God. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back right after this break. Stay with us.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
Educates, syncopates, radio communicates, radio, the sound of year-round pleasure.
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
All right, kids, here we are, hour 2. Thank you for being with us. It's show 311. This is our headline hour. We got Kat, Marnie, Al. My name's Clayton McKee. We're here. It's Q Talk America, as we do each and every week at this time. Thanks for being with us. Hello again to everybody in the chat room. Oh my God, it's so full. Annette, Aaron from LA, Joe D, Mama Di, all kinds of people in there. So happy to have you. Thank you very, very much. Also, you'll notice in the chat room, new for season 6, the flag for your country appears in the line from in the chat room, so we can hopefully tell where the hell you're from. Who knows? Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. I don't know. Anyhow, here we go.
Crypto from Michigan was with us earlier.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
That's what I said. I said Michigan. I couldn't think crypto. So.
But she
Sorry
well
about that.
rested. She well rested. Anyway. All right, kids, here we go. Headlines. It's Q Talk America. Well, everybody knows kids can be annoying no matter how you slice it. But if they're crying their heads off and yelling, quote, I want a fucking pie, well, you're probably in line at a Burger King.
Or watching an episode of South Park.
Right? The only natural recourse is then to buy every single pie that Burger King has for sale. So the kid basically just has to fucking deal with life at that point. Yeah. So one man claims on Reddit to have done just that. In a Reddit thread labeled, quote, titled Off My Chest, one user spins a compelling tale of buying 23 Burger King apple pies when he heard a young crybaby behind him yelling at his mother about wanting some fucking pie. What happens next will surprise and maybe gratify most of you. And here is his reclaim of the story. It turns out he was so slow because they only had one trainee on the cash register during lunch hour, which was busy. All I can think of is how the people behind me ruined my splurge of having this meal today and gave me this headache. Then I then decide to ruin their day. I order every apple pie they have left, in addition to my burgers, which turned out to be 23 pies in total. I take my order and walk towards the exit. As I approach the door, moments later, I hear the woman yelling, "What do you mean there ain't no pies left? Who bought all of them?" I turn around and see the cashier pointing at me. And the woman shooting me a death glare. Oh. I stand there, slowly pull one of the pies out of the sack and start eating it as I stare back at her. She starts running towards me but can't get to me because of the rails for the lineup in the food court.
Fucked up by the queue. I love it.
I turn and slowly walk away. And he says at the end of it, the man with the most pies and the least crying kids wins. He's reclaiming his pie.
Yeah.
Reclaim the pie.
Reclaim my pie. I'm going to drink to that.
Sounds like a new lesbian bar.
With my very drinkable wine.
It's like a new lesbian bar.
What? Reclaiming my pie?
No?
I think it should be named after Ronstadt called Trick Pussy. From listeners from previous years will understand that reference.
Yeah, I like it.
Her name came up again today.
Earlier?
Trick Pussy. Yes.
Okay.
Continuing. I want to reclaim my time. I just want to drink.
Our next headline comes from the lovely, talented, and melodic Kat Carlson.
Oh, that's true. I was accused of that earlier.
Yes, you were.
This comes from Phoenix, Arizona. A lot of us live here.
Right here.
Local news. Local could be used.
Local news.
Yeah. Yeah.
We think of big words together.
A group of people opposed to an Arizona law that marked the nation's most ambitious expansion of private school vouchers says that it has collected enough signatures to stop it.
Yay!
Hooray! Oh. So the name of the group is called SOS Save Our Schools Arizona, and they've been out all summer long, everywhere, all over my social media. I don't know if you guys have seen it all, but they've been hustling the streets, going door to door, collecting signatures to try and overturn this bill. So through our useless legislature, they put this through and they wanted to expand they call them ESAs. They're educational something, anyway, school vouchers, right? Yeah. So it's kids that would get public money to put towards a private education.
Okay.
Which sounds good. Maybe, until you realize that, number one, it doesn't apply to everybody. This was only going to expand it to 30,000 kids. Sure. So it's not like it's not like you're revamping your education system to say, okay, everybody gets this much money and you can decide where to go. That seems a lot more fair.
Yeah.
That feels good. But no, this is just for certain people to apply to get public money to go to private school.
Right.
It's not need based. It's not.
Just to keep the money
Now,
out of the public
Is
schools.
this going to come up later in your story? How are those 30,000 chosen, and on what merits?
You know what? I'm not super familiar with the specifics of the law as it was going to go into effect. But I am super familiar with the fact that these people decided we don't want this to happen. No. Here's how many signatures we need. They need 75,321 verified legitimate signatures. So these have to be signatures from registered voters who live in I think it's Maricopa County or the whole state. Okay. In any event, they think they've done it. So what they've done is they've collected about 110,000 signatures.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's hard work.
Which is still short of what they thought they needed for enough cushion, because there are going to be signatures that get thrown out because they're either in the wrong format or the people aren't registered to vote.
And they put the wrong address.
Right.
Or illegible addresses.
All kinds of reasons that signatures get stricken from these petitions, which is why a lot of them fail. Like the Recall Diane Douglas one failed because they didn't collect enough signatures. Right. But they have turned in enough that the Secretary of State will have to put the law on hold while they verify the signatures. So the school vouchers were going to go into effect tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
There were already people like with their paperwork ready to sign up for the program, but nope, it's on hold pending the signatures. If they have enough signatures, then the measure goes on the ballot for November 2018. So this could stall it for a good long time to get on the ballot. So that's a hopeful sign because the grassroots works.
Yes.
Okay. These people until the very last week, they were doing it all on a volunteer basis. They didn't hire any, because there are these companies that you can hire to go collect signatures for you, right?
Which they tried to make illegal, right? Didn't they?
They did change the laws on that.
Yeah.
They changed the laws in Arizona on how you pay for those signatures.
Right.
Because I think...
Not pay for the signatures, but pay for the people that are collecting
For the people that are collecting them, right. It used to be pay per signature, which is why you see those guys out there with 75 different clipboards.
Right.
Because they're getting paid per autograph, but now they have to pay them hourly, and it's a whole thing.
Okay.
And they did change, and that law also goes into effect this year, how initiatives get on the ballot in the first place. Okay. And this is a like state-specific thing. Every state has different ways that people can get things on the ballot. Some states don't have a vehicle at all. It's mostly a Western thing. Like a lot of Eastern states don't have that at all. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about, ballot initiatives? You know, because they're not citizen driven. But Arizona still has that. They have changed that. That also went through court a little bit and was sent through, like it passed through court and is going to go into effect because the judge that was hearing that said, well, it hasn't gone into effect, so it hasn't hurt anybody yet, so I can't block it.
Okay.
So more legal challenges pending, but kudos to Save Our Schools Arizona for collecting their signatures.
Because we're all products, whether good or bad, of public schools, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody's public schools.
Mostly bad, I think. Represented initially.
Yeah, I went to a parochial school for 3 years and I just vandalized it. That came out wrong.
You vandalized a school?
It came out wrong. That came out really wrong.
Yeah.
Would you like to reclaim that statement?
Reclaim that.
I want to reclaim that.
I have a very drinkable rosé, so feel free.
Very drinkable.
I want to take that back.
Well,
would you rather reclaim your pie?
Is the statute of limitations over?
I'm not sure. That's why I'm reclaiming that.
So now we know who vandalized the parochial school.
I was in third grade and I was stupid, but I hated being there. It was awful. It's all public school, and I would never do anything like that ever again.
No, I dropped out of public school. Are you kidding me? I'm a high school dropout. But I'm a product of the public school system.
Yeah. For better or worse, this is what you get.
For the first 11 years of my schooling, absolutely. The last year and a half, nope, not at all.
Yeah.
That'd be the school of hard knocks right there.
Sure. So,
but that's my story.
I'm sticking to it.
Good work.
Due to a lack of witnesses.
Yeah, actually.
Or at her age, a lack of survivors. Just kidding.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. You're older, right? Yep.
She's talking to you. He is a couple months older.
Very
Then
nice.
what? Oh yeah.
Than her.
See?
Yeah, that's a true statement.
That's a fact.
There's not a lie in anything I just said.
2 months, in fact.
Yep.
See?
Yep. 2 months, 20 days.
Dos monthos.
And the Wichita lineman just walks away.
Monthos.
I can explain
Bad
that
Spanish. I have a lot of bad Spanish.
Anyway.
I've had a lot of bad Spanish in me.
The time is
Can't reclaim that time either, sadly.
Well, did you get those pictures, Mr. Mickey?
I got several pictures.
Yeah,
I don't know
there.
which ones you want me to start with.
Well, the last one was just because I had to.
No, well, I'm going to share that with you later.
Yeah,
Which one comes first?
Really?
that was not.
Reclaim that time in Japan.
That wasn't meant to be funny, but it was.
But it is, because we're going to talk about pillows being sex partners.
Okay, so we're going to start with this one, apparently.
So which
Don't
came
talk about my
first?
personal life.
So which came first, the chicken or the egg?
I'd like a disclaimer before this
Yeah,
story is I don't like Japanimation. I'll just tell you that.
No,
right
and
now.
I'm
So we're gonna.
Jewish American princesses are lovely people. Sometimes they draw. And you know what we should do? Because somebody might be listening to this is the only hour they're listening to.
Yeah.
We should tell them that they should be drinking to I Want to Reclaim My Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drinking word continues on. I don't know how you continue. How we have to.
Yeah.
We have to have another disclaimer.
The
apparently.
drinking word is.
No, but you got to, because they don't know.
Yeah.
If they only listen to this hour, they haven't heard it.
If you don't understand what we're doing, you need to listen to hour one.
Also, if you've listened to this much into hour 2,
Yeah.
even a minute, then God bless you.
You should already be
anyway,
drunk.
and you're probably hammered.
You should.
And if not, you will
They're
be.
sitting around waiting
You
for
will
somebody to
be.
tell them a phrase.
All right, that's right. So it's difficult to know if this is bedding or if it's sex toys. But in Japan, there's a new pillow. You can just use that first one.
Oh wait, no, that one. That one.
That one. Yeah, that's great. So the Japanese market of sex toys for men is an impressive array of human substitutes.
They're very creative.
Incredibly and awkward. The whole thing is just weird. So most of which either appear to be sleepy or sleeping, which
this
is
one?
awkward. Yeah, that
looks like it's a bad episode of Dexter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or Criminal Minds.
That was
or
my
something,
favorite episode
you
of
know.
Dexter. I'm going to take umbrage here.
There's one that's truly.
I feel like there's some assembly required there.
She has bangs, and
Oh, there it is. Put
you know,
together.
Yeah.
You got to IKEA this shit.
Some assembly required.
So 30 to
Makes more
50
sense.
30 to 50% of online catalogs feature such offerings as these, and new products are being released at just a crazy rate. Browsing these sites, it's notable how many Japanese sex toys play on the notion of unconsciousness.
I never thought of it like that.
I mean, when you wake up, you want to reclaim your time.
You're gonna Bill Cosby
You know,
your way through a
that's
sex
right,
doll.
exactly. Have a drink. Eyes
Like a
closed.
pudding pop, can I get some pudding pops?
Yeah, eyes closed, cut off from the real world by sleep. These dolls invite their human companions to follow them into a fantasy dream world. Oh, the strange invitation is the
Called
subject
barbiturates?
of this guy who's writing, like, love surrogates is the way that they're
Oh, I
looked
can
at.
tell by the
Love
picture.
surrogates.
The
The
love.
love
Oh, the
surrogates.
love surrogates.
I feel like that was a Mike
the
Myers movie.
association of desire and sleep seems paradoxical. In trying to understand this market, they're basically looking at physical shapes and the flesh pillow sector. I mean,
The
they're
flesh pillow sector.
Sector.
It's my favorite part of Japan when I travel.
Is that what that is?
right. That would be the flesh pillow sector. Yes. It's dolls, body parts that are used for masturbation. They're replicas of young women, sometimes pared down to the most basic female contours of, like vaguely human-like inflatable mattress is really what it comes down to.
You can get real people to help you with these
You
things.
probably can. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like you can. There's something about
Human beings?
yeah,
interaction?
Yeah. But maybe this is like that everything that I was reading with this. It's like the movie Her, like how people Siri and
I like that you're asking him questions about a movie.
No.
That's
I'm
fun.
just saying
Yeah, I
the
gotcha.
association.
Dear Google.
But she threw the technical aspect to
Yeah.
Siri, and I knew what the fuck we
right.
were doing.
See, that's right.
I've seen more movies this year, though, than any other year in my life.
We're very
I
proud
mean,
of you.
They're when these bodies, right, come with interchangeable coverings, like adjustable heads featuring varied facial expressions.
On a personal
Oh.
note, I really do enjoy adjustable
They have
head.
wigs and legs and the arms. Maybe they have two. Like sometimes you
now,
like people
can you
with
put
one.
a pillowcase over this?
Okay, so that now becomes even creeper because
And you can-
Right. See my
And the
point?
answer
yeah.
is yes.
Yes.
And you can buy
Yeah.
it from mypillow.com.
Yeah.
Not an official sponsor.
Yeah.
Not ever gonna be. Not ever.
There are optional things that you can buy as well, of course. Breasts of all sizes, and of course the stick-on nipples, disposable vaginas, and more.
Por supuesto.
Wait a minute.
The nipples.
Stick-on nipples, disposable vaginas,
No, wait a minute.
and more.
My
I think
vagina was
that-
disposable. And that's how I treated it.
There you have it. Without the jigsaw of their detachable limbs and other accoutrements, flesh from the box, human, killing me.
I worry about how you
It
spend your free
resembles
time.
an inflatable or stuffed pillow. Hence, your pillowcase, sir.
Did you do research on these stories while you were in
Cheap and
the first housing situation in San Diego?
Kinda,
Where you
yeah.
okay. One's on
Isn't it romantic?
What are you doing? Oh, I'm Googling. I'm working.
Nothing.
I'm working.
I'm not doing anything.
I got 2 pillows and a surprise for you later. You can find a bed you can lay
Honey,
on.
I'm just looking at sexual sensation cushions.
I noticed
You know,
that a lot of your stories do focus around a topic
That's my
that you
point.
don't even like to talk about.
No, I know.
No,
Yeah.
But
the
yeah,
irony.
fucking cars and Japanese,
Fuck
No.
pillows.
fuck
Sex
pillows.
pillows. Yeah.
Punctuation's important here. It's not like, oh, those fucking cars.
Right.
No, she's talking about fucking cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Amina had something
Luckily,
that
that's not so much.
It's actually
It's an
the same
inflection.
punctuation.
Yeah.
It's intonation
Yes,
so much.
my
Yeah.
bad. My bad.
I mean, I don't want to be a I'm going to reclaim my time. I don't want to be a stickler for detail.
But go ahead.
Yeah, but please do.
No, that was it.
Okay.
Oh, I
If
want to.
the rules could just be explained again.
Drink, claim time.
Oh, anyway.
I don't want the explaining of rules to be taken away from my time.
It's like a coconut
It
chip.
won't.
I don't want to spend my time on how fabulous I am.
Right.
Wait, yes, I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, yes,
I don't need
do.
to hear my resume.
Now-
I was there.
now she
she
said
said
too
that.
much.
As long
love
as you
her.
all know about these things, it's really my purpose. It's
Amina, the Japanese birth rate is at its lowest point in history. Now I know why. Go fuck a pillow, honey.
We live on an island. Fuck the pillow. Leave me alone.
Oh yes, lovely legs, hopper pillows.
Bootsy read something about men gluing their dick shut.
Oh.
Why would you? On purpose or was it accidental?
Well, there's a couple things that are going to happen wrong there.
Oh my God! First of all, your hand gets stuck.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
Stop reclaiming your pie while we watch.
No pictures. I'm just saying.
And then Joe
as long
DeGanzik
as-
posted the link to that.
Oh,
To which
boy.
one? About the sticky penis?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks, Joe.
We're not looking.
Falling in love again.
Again, a
as
different
long
inflection.
as-
There's these either
Well,
thanks, Joe, or there's thanks, Joe.
right,
Different inflection.
Thanks, Joe.
I'm just as long as I get you all the information.
Just click on the
I
link
feel
and
good
feel
about
freedom.
it.
You can feel freedom.
You can feel freedom.
You can feel your partner. And you know what? You can feel smart.
Well, and you can feel rested, quite frankly, with some
That's
of
not
the.
one of the click second links.
I'm just telling you.
no.
Just telling you.
Links I can click.
I don't think you've slept since I dropped you off at home last night.
Hey. No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. No.
On third thought, no.
No. No.
This segment is going exactly as I thought.
Exactly
it
as planned. Yeah.
Well played.
I can see the
minions.
train. I can see the tracks. Everything.
Well, the
is
tracks
as it
aren't
should be.
maintained by Union anymore. We can't ride
Well,
on them.
that's right. Well
All right,
played,
next.
minions.
Okay, well, because we're the show that's constantly focused on the opioid crisis.
We sure are.
It's not a national emergency, though. I want you to know that.
God, no.
Oh, wait, I did the wrong headline. So we'll go there. So Trump
Killing me.
pledges action, stepped up enforcement to combat opioid issue. So he's going to ignore everything that they're saying and Price, this douchebag.
Health and Human Services Price?
Yeah, HHS Price, department head. U.S. won't declare opioid emergency. And Kellyanne fucking Conway standing behind him in some kind of prairie skirt from like, Jesus Christ. The grapes of goddamn wrath. Announced Tuesday that President Trump has no immediate plans to declare the nation's opioid epidemic a public health emergency. A decision that flies in the face of the key recommendation of the president's bipartisan opioid commission. Public health experts have said that an emergency declaration was much needed in turning the tide to say. She's got my glasses. Oh no!
Oh, here. No, you have
Where's
them.
mine?
You can't even see him.
Yeah.
I'm like Velma from Scooby-Doo.
So why I gave them back to you. Just in case.
Zoinks.
Jakey.
Wasn't for you goddamn kids.
If it weren't for the meddling kids.
Right.
Well, I knew that he didn't say goddamn, but in my mind, that's what he's thinking.
Well, sure.
Public
Fair.
public health officer had said that an emergency declaration was much needed in turning the tide to save American lives.
Reclaim time.
The tide is high.
Commission, headed by beach lover and lawn chair enthusiast, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, was resolute in maintaining the importance of an emergency declarations. Our citizens are dying inside, said. Wait, our citizens are dying, it said, not inside. Maybe it's just me and the drinkable wine. We say to the president, you must declare an emergency. And I have to say, with a little bit of travel the last couple of months, honest to God, hand to Jesus, as I live and breathe, I'm reclaiming my time. Let's drink. Hold on. I'm reclaiming my
I need
time.
more coffee.
Everywhere I went, the topic of heroin addiction, and it could be because I work as a nurse. That
Sure.
could be why people are asking me. But it's coming up in casual conversation everywhere.
Maybe they
of
think
like,
you're a drug dealer.
oh.
There you go. That's a good point.
Cousin Al's coming to visit.
Fair point.
Fair
Fair
point.
point. Mhm.
Not true in any
No,
way.
no, but fair point.
But it is becoming alarming that when you go places and travel and you start to talk about like, so what's going on here? Is it like tourism's getting better? Are the beaches getting better? Everything comes back to, you know, I know somebody that died of
Right.
a heroin overdose.
Right.
You know, someone's addicted to heroin. You know, someone had to like lock up their house or kick out their kid, or mom's gone off the bend.
How
or
many
some
funerals?
family's
How many
broken up.
funerals have you been to this week or
Right.
month? Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, that actual statement came up
That sounds like the
that
80s.
someone's
Yeah.
third friend had just died, and the question was, "Oh, heroin again?" And we don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
That
But
one is like an autopsy case, but it's becoming a scary thing that this thing is going on, and while we're focusing on all kinds of strange things, two things: we're focusing on strange things, and this is coming up, and it's becoming a huge problem everywhere. And there has to be families that have been dealing with drug abuse and problems with drug abuse and needing help with drug abuse that are thinking, oh, because it's white people, now you're all paying attention.
oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? There's an
Sure.
evil side to
Absolutely.
it that everyone that Poopy or Poppy or whatever her name is on CNN.
Poppy Harlow that just had the
Poppy Harlow.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hers was like it was Monday morning watching CNN, and the story was so long and so involved that I'm like, is it Sunday?
Oh.
Because I feel
Oh,
like
right.
even though Congress is in recess, the president's on vacation. That's not new. That the special that she had about the opioid problem and the heroin addiction and people dying was like really long for a Monday afternoon when usually you're firing news stories
Right.
and going to this person. That she was like, we're going to treat this like an episode of Vice. It was very strange, and it's just wackadoodle that our president is on the wrong page because he's so on top of things.
He really is.
It seems to be really on his game.
I remember watching, this has probably been almost 2 years ago when this was starting to rear its ugly head in many small towns as it's been doing back east. And I want to say it was, it may have been a CNN special at that point, maybe not, but I know definitely it was a 60 Minutes. And they did a thing where they went into this town. And one of the very things that they were talking about was the fact that it's not race specific. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's not just black
And
kids doing it.
arresting people's not going to help. Like, there's just so many things that horse,
But the only
barn and the
reason
horse
that it's
metaphor,
being
you
paid
can't even
attention
use.
Well, no,
anymore.
I understand
Yeah.
what you're saying,
Yeah.
but that's what they were
People are
saying.
like, ooh, now it's white people. Maybe we should look.
Right, no,
we
but
should
that
look
was
at it.
that was
Right.
part of the point of that story was the fact that if you're thinking, you know, they had a black kid or two in the story, and then there was this girl who was the perfect epitome of everything in high school. She was the cheerleader. She was
Oh,
all
yeah.
this. She was, you know, and then they go through a lot
And
of
Poppy
kids
took it so seriously. She took off her shoes
Oh.
and sat cross-legged and interviewed her.
like Sade.
I almost took a screenshot of that.
Sade.
Oh.
So, but the interesting thing was it showed all of these people who, like, you know, valedictorians of high school and football kids, and all these kids who had amazing lives, and there was no reason to ever suspect that they would ever have veered off of that track, and they got whatever it was. It was I think one kid was a football injury, and it was a painkiller that got him started,
sure.
and there was just
And
some.
Opana. I mean, our show's obsessed with Opana.
Well, yes, we sure are. We sure are. And when
Opana
when
hour.
it's a matter of the who we know and the what, I mean, someone that I considered and consider to be a daughter to me went through heroin addiction.
Yeah, and
it's scary as fuck. Like
it's creeping up.
Oh, and that's what scares me, I think, the most, because she's phenomenal gal. Been sober for 6 years, and getting off heroin is nothing easy, nothing at all.
I saw Train Spotting.
Right, but that's what scares me is that there's so it's like right here again, right, and not being presented in a pretty picture, but it's right here, and so it makes me nervous because it's such a for some people drinking would be that way, right? Like if my mom went and had a sip of booze, is she gonna die from it? No. But some people could.
Is it a slow train to somewhere else?
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
But you do heroin just because you're like, well, I can do it just the one time. No, you could be just real dead.
Yeah, and the thing that makes it scary is because whilst we were away, I mean, working on this beautiful new format that's going swimmingly.
So far, it's going exactly as imagined.
I know.
It's really good.
Everything I say sounds like fuck you, but I meant that with love.
It's your inflection.
It is. It might be. The fact is that the healthcare debate came to a screeching halt. The fact that McCain went to Mayo Clinic and got himself taken care of and didn't go to a place that was a not-for-profit or somewhere that he went with his private insurance to a private hospital and dealt with a very public health condition based on his... So he had to, 9 parts hero, 1 part ghoul, whatever they say. On
9 parts troll, 1 part hero, I think.
Yeah, 9 parts troll, 1 part hero.
And
then the other thing is, it's from Pod Save America. It was the title of one of their shows. So the other part is that all these governors of all of these states, including Kasich, these governors are coming in saying, no, there's a new underlying problem in America, and Connecticut, Ohio, Indiana, all these states where these things, like, you're not expecting to hear them, are dealing with this, and all of those governors wrote letters about saving money.
And we're treating those people with Medicaid.
Yes. And the president doesn't know the difference between Medicaid and Medicare, but we don't have time for that. We're not that kind of show.
President, I'm pretty sure somebody tells him which shoe goes on which foot.
But someday for our obsession,
somebody dresses him.
Somebody really has to address that, so we'll make that one of our obsessions for the next few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is a difference between Medicaid and Medicare, and unfortunately, or fortunately for everyone, one of the Orange Dumpster Fire's biggest campaign promises, because he doesn't know the difference, was I will not touch Medicaid,
right?
Which is like all of the Republican Party was like, and they went full velociraptor on that one.
I can't remember.
I'm done reclaiming my time. We're gonna count that as a drinking word.
Fine, sir.
I actually forgot something in the obsession segment that I'm just going to briefly touch back on, because him saying something about Trump reminded me. I cannot stop watching that video from Vicente Fox, where he holds up the sign that says, "We're not paying for your fucking wall," and fucking is Fucken, and he goes through this entire thing about the wall.
That's how I say it.
He cracks me up.
He was on CNN the morning with Cuomo and Ashley, whatever her name is. Anyway, and they didn't have him bleeped, so he said, it's like when I told him I won't pay your fucking wall, and the look, she was like,
I love it.
She went, my apologies for not, I should have known, but thank you for the colorful
Mr. Fox
language.
was not on the
so
delay.
funny, and all of a sudden he
Sly
went,
Mr. Fox.
It was very
I
nice.
just think he's fantastic.
He really is. He's a fucking idiot.
He doesn't, and he's got no fucks to give. He doesn't care.
No.
Well, the average tweet from the old Orange Dumpster Fire elicits thousands of replies, but amid the diehard supporters and trolls is a friendly voice, just trying to look out for the leader of the free world. Now, some of you may know the name of Josh Patton. He's a writer on SNL, and he's taken to casually replying to the president's tweets like they're personal texts, and the responses are very chummy, and they're just
cute.
fucking funny. Now, so far, Patton has offered travel tips, Netflix recommendations, and typical text if you need anything replies to 45. He gives a world leader the same kind of vaguely interested messages that you quickly send to appease your parents and other friends. He announced a week ago Sunday on Twitter in a tweet with some false screenshots about his little ploy here against 45 where he's actually tweeting back to him, and it just cracked me the hell up. Now here's one that he did for him where 45 says, "Getting ready to leave for Poland, after which I travel to Germany for the G20. We'll be back on Saturday." And he responds, "Call when you land." Loved that.
All right, so Josh, let me
That's
get Josh Patton on
Yeah.
my Twitter feed because
Yeah, I'm following
me
him, too.
likey
He's
Twitter when
funny.
you're funny.
Patton,
Yeah.
P-A-T-T-E-N. Another one is when 45 tweeted,
right.
"I'm at the USGA, U.S. Women's Open, and amateur player is co-leading for the first time in many decades. Very exciting." And he responded to him, "Sounds neat. Keep me posted." And then this was one of my favorites because we've all had this happen where we see a text very late in the day from somebody who may have texted in the morning or whatnot. So Trump tweets, "Congratulations to Sung Hyun Park on winning the 2017 U.S. Women's Open." And he responds, "Sorry, just seeing this." I just think that's fantastic. He just treats it like it's a personal text.
Yeah, that's funny.
And I
have that too. I thought that was great.
So Donald Twatter tweeted something, and Josh Patton replied, "Dude, come on, Thrones is on."
He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong at all.
He's not wrong. No, you should not tweet at people when Game of Thrones is on.
Do
It's
not.
rude.
Oh, and then he
Fantastic.
says, "Please honor Scaramucci today by sucking your own cock at half staff." And then he says, okay,
You're killing
I'm not
me.
going to eat until you say it
Yeah.
because
I
I'm
know.
afraid.
Yeah.
So the Orange Dumpster Fire tweeted something, and Josh Patton replies, "At dinner, could have used a little more heads up."
Oh, God.
Looks like you really focused on saying the words right. Good job.
Well done.
Totally couldn't tell you were reading.
Okay. If you're not understanding the twatter, I am all about it lately. It's just been a source of good times. Great oldies.
Funny shit.
That's good.
Cat Carlson, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh, it's my turn already. Well,
Tables in a circle.
Yeah.
Don't know if you know that or not.
Clockwise.
She doesn't recognize shapes. I'd like to reclaim my time as her therapist.
By the way, reclaiming my time is our drinking phrase for this evening. So every time you hear it, we encourage you to drink responsibly.
Because if you tuned in now, you're something wrong with your computer.
Could be.
That technical error is on
You're
you.
later than I am.
Yeah.
well, in case you were
But when
thinking,
it gets to a month, you really got to start prayer.
reclaiming my time.
Fair point. Go to a doctor. See a doctor about that.
In case you were thinking that America was the only country where white people just want to go back in time,
And do heroin.
you're wrong. You're 100% wrong because it appears that Australia is set to put gay marriage up to a public vote. Yeah, because why not?
Yeah.
Because why not? Only 64% of their country support marriage equality, so we should just vote on that so the hateful people can put out
Sure.
pamphlets and things.
Like this one?
Absolutely.
Yep, just like that one. We're gonna get to that one in just a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all
I
right.
feel like I'm jumped the gun now. Would you like to reclaim that time?
Reclaiming my time.
I'm sorry. Wow.
I like it.
In the future.
If we'd had
So-
a production meeting, I didn't know.
It's looking likely that there will be a national public vote on marriage equality in Australia after an attempt to of their legislature to force a vote in their Congress on the issue. It's called a postal plebiscite. I know.
Is there a
It's
shot?
a fun word.
Disease.
A fun word.
Is
No,
there a shot?
Plebiscite sounds like
So
it sounds like a disease, but
But it's not, because I know how to use it in a song.
it's it's super not. What it is it's basically a survey of the populace.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh.
Greek thing. I looked it up
Plebeian is
earlier.
the common
The
folk.
common people, right? So they're gonna survey the
so
common people.
plebeian.
Nero.
Now, here's the thing that really kind
Can you
of
do
got
the
me.
fandango?
The plebiscite is the
Thunderbolt
postal
and
plebiscite, so they're going to
lightning.
mail something out and you have to mail it back. It's scheduled to take place over a 2-month period.
That's the best way to do
It
it.
will cost about $122 million.
Oh my God.
All right.
Sure.
Of
And
course. Why not?
it's not necessarily legally binding.
No.
Right.
So
Why
they're
should
going
it
to waste
be?
122 million
Well,
bucks?
so what they're going to do is they're going to open an opportunity for propagandists,
Very
those
nice. I
that make
like
the
that.
propaganda. You like how I just
Absolutely.
made up a word?
I do.
No,
I like
good.
that. Yes, that's nice. That's good.
to produce things such as this lovely pamphlet, right?
Oh, God damn it.
Cue the pamphlet. Please cue the pamphlet.
Okay.
Can we get you to cue the
I'm
pamphlet?
reclaiming my time. Bullshit.
We're sorry about the
Bullshit,
delay.
I
The
say.
pamphlet is now on display.
So
Do you need me to zoom in on anything?
Please
Please
don't
do.
zoom
Please
on the
do.
pamphlet.
Zoom.
you could if you like.
Zoom.
Just
Zoom.
screenshot the pamphlet and send it to your friends.
Zoom. Zoom.
I'll go ahead and read them.
Zoom. Zoom. Zoom.
I'd like to reclaim my pamphlet.
Zoom. Zoom.
So of course
have any come back.
the Australian version of the people's policy for families and go fuck yourself,
Why isn't there a koala bear on it?
because not everything in Australia has a koala bear on
Or
it.
Olivia
kangaroo.
Newton-John. Something.
Wow.
I need something.
I believe she's against
Kanga.
this.
Kanga.
Oh yeah, she's all she married a gay.
See,
Then he died at sea.
Yeah.
No, wrong gay.
Oh, either one.
Different gay.
Wrong gay.
so sadly for the LGBT community in Australia, there will be these pamphlets circulating, trying to persuade people to participate in the plebiscite.
Assholes.
And because it's not mandatory or compulsory, it's voluntary. So they're just going to mail out a survey, and they're trying to get it mailed back to try and kind of illustrate, hey, look at all these people that are against it.
Boy to boy.
Sex education will outline the following. If this all goes to, if it gets approved.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Possible
Yeah.
scary outcomes if you vote yes for same-sex marriage. This may happen. School curriculums will incorporate same-sex marriage. Boys will be taught that they could marry boys.
No.
Girls will be taught that they could marry girls.
Nuh-uh.
Cats are friends with dogs.
Reclaim
Total
time. Reclaim
chaos,
time.
thunder
Reclaim
and
time.
lightning. Now I do
Very,
have to
very
say that.
frightening.
I know, Scaramouche. I know. All in on that one. I know that this is your time, but
That's okay.
I also
weird.
know that what they're putting as a con is what you kind of need as a pro, because however you do this, Australian people, the peoples of us,
people of Australia.
the plebeian, you're gonna run into Billy's got two dads, Billy's
Right.
got two moms. So this is gonna be in the curriculum pretty soon.
Anyway.
Anyways, it's kind of like in the 90s when Mrs. Doubtfire as a puppet. So it's a man dressing as a woman imitating a puppet. If you can follow along with that. Any of those people would like to reclaim their time.
The puppet
Nope,
would.
they're
But
good.
you have to explain why it might not be a mommy and a daddy. It might be grandma. It might be your uncle. Like, there's other family groups. And it's one of those things that's coming up.
Right.
This tide is coming up with or without you. So
In fact, as topical as that is, I thought of this
this is
week.
Doubtfire?
No.
Right in the tip.
Our dear friend and former person who sat in that seat,
Finger on the pulse.
Katie June.
Yeah.
Katie June posted pictures yesterday of Palmer going to
Oh, I know
kindergarten.
it.
Was that not the cutest fucking
Cute,
thing?
cute,
Adorable.
adorable. But I saw that, and,
Such a
and
beautiful
honestly,
girl.
the first thing I thought of when I saw the picture of little Palmer, I don't know, like in the coat room or in the classroom, wherever she was, and I thought
her
of-
name was
I like that you
PJ.
think we live in
Didn't-
Arizona and there's
No.
a coat room.
Coat
well,
room.
cloakroom, whatever
Yeah.
they call it, where they hang their backpacks or whatever the fuck
They
it
put
is.
It
their
was either
galoshes.
first day of school or the first day it works at Coat Check Girl. Can't be sure.
Check your hat,
But when
shirt,
I
check your coat,
but,
shirt.
but the first thing I thought of when
Cigar.
I saw the picture,
Cigarette.
There's got to be something better than this.
that's not what I thought.
Check your pants.
Shit my pants.
It was so convenient.
So is. But when I saw that picture, I thought of it's going to be interesting because now that Palmer is in school, that will come up. At some point, there's going to be another kid ask Palmer, "What did your mommy and daddy do?" Or there's going to be something like that, and that's going to be interesting. And I'm thinking, I don't know, and maybe that's something we call Katie, or we get her involved and ask her that. What have Kelly and Katie done to get in front of that? What have they said to Palmer? What does Palmer?
I think they watched a lot of the L Word.
Hopefully not with Palmer.
Yeah, no kidding.
My
Now-
gosh.
now,
that sex
honestly,
education is a little ahead of
I
its time.
can't
right there.
remember which one of my friends with a small child was like, I kind of have the TV on with the blue meth. What's that guy called?
The blue meth.
The blue meth, the meth guy.
Oh, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. I kind of got the TV on with Breaking Bad. So if my
Walter
son-
White.
if my child's first words are "you motherfucker," not terribly surprised.
No, no,
Right.
no.
Not terribly sorry.
That's
So
good
I
point.
mean, it's gonna come up.
But I'm just
curious to know
almost
about that.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
almost sure that they live the kind of lifestyle and have the kind of. I mean, we could probably call her and double check, but I'm pretty sure everything is
just
out in the
yeah.
open and just this is the way it is.
Well,
And it's typical. It's normal. There's nothing different about it. There's not
No, but it's
for that. No, the way
for
that they
them.
treat it.
Right.
The way
She
that
knows
they treat it.
nothing different.
The thing that I have learned from friends of mine, especially back home, that have kids roughly the same age, the kids don't give a shit.
That's been my experience too.
yeah.
But haven't we learned that
No,
about
no, but I'm saying like even
Right.
with them asking, they're like,
No,
oh, okay.
No, I think to a point that's right.
Yeah.
But you know damn good and well that there's going to be those 3 little fucking kids who were raised by Sarah
right.
Huckleberry Hound who are in that class. They're going to be like, oh, well, you know that's an abomination. You can't. You're going to hell because
Well,
of that.
no.
And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, what?
No.
I
and then
mean,
Palmer's going to Rochambeau him and kick him in the pussy.
I would like to
Wow.
say, I would like to take no
That escalated
my
quick.
children are gonna read the Bible.
It really did escalate.
I'm gonna do a dramatic reenaction
Of a Rochambeau.
reenactment of how that went wrong. So, innocent little boy walks up to daughter of cute lesbians
Palmer.
and says, Palmer
Puget.
says, "Hey, what do your mommy and daddy do?" And little Palmer says, "Hey, I got 2 mommies. They're both kind of cool, and we go to WNBA games. And can I have a crush on the big girl with the long arms?"
My
He's
one
fine
mommy
with
drinks
it 'cause-
wine and
and
goes
he's
on
like,
diets. My
"Hey,
other mommy.
yeah.
She has a purse that has wine.
My
in it.
mommy drinks box wine too, and Daddy's got a Japanese pillow. And then
And Daddy reclaims a lot of time.
so
That's what he calls it.
he goes home, or they go home. Will be gender non-binary. So they go home and say to their parents, who would not have a problem with this question if they had already dealt with gender binary, but whatever. And they're like, "Hey, WNBA stars,
Brittany Griner.
yeah,
Woo.
getting both mommies kind of worked up in the bedroom over there." Daddy has a fit, comes back to the son, goes back to Palmer, and says, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? It's not the kids'
I
reaction.
honestly don't. I have no idea what you mean.
So
God, I thought it was like Meryl
Hang on, hang
Streep.
on.
Like,
Look, I just saw the tracks over there. Like, what the hell?
reclaiming my time. Let me be your angry translator
thank
here.
you.
So I've gone through this experience.
Oh my
and-
God, let's get right here.
She's right here.
Oh my
Right.
God,
Horse
that's right.
right
How
here.
did we forget this?
Reclaim the time.
And-
Reclaim the time.
the
Are you new this season?
I am new this season,
What's your name?
and so the kid who
Katie Lane.
the kid who we actually ran into that with, our oldest, is now in the 6th grade. So he's gone through
right.
all the way from kindergarten. And when he was in kindergarten, like that did happen, and did happen for a couple of years until the kids kind of got to know me too. And the kids are not the problem. And most of the time, unless you've got some really overtly like empowered assholes, most of the time the parents are at least very quiet about their bigotry. Right? They don't want to be the out and out asshole. They might whisper about it behind, but the kids for sure, you know what I mean, would walk up to me all the time and be like, "Are you a boy or a girl? Are you his mom or his dad?"
Yeah.
And I'm kind of, you know what I mean, like an asshole about it. And I go, "Well, what do you think?"
Yeah,
You
you
tell
had
me.
said that you turned that back.
Right.
To them,
And so I
sure.
turn it back around, and then the kids go, "Yeah, all right," and they go pick their nose and do whatever they do.
Yeah.
Right. The funny thing is though,
In
so
6th grade, pocket pool.
over the summer, I had just an acquaintance that I know that has older children, whose daughter came out to her over the summer,
Oh.
and she, you know, because I am the spokesperson for all
In high
things
school.
lesbian.
In high school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
She's like a sophomore or junior. I don't know.
Yep.
You know, like 16 years old. So being that everyone knows that I'm the spokesperson for all things lesbian,
Of course, right.
she sends me a message and says, "Hey, you know, I've got this happening, and I'm freaking out, and my kid just came out to me, and la la la, and you know, can I buy you coffee, and can you tell me what to do?"
Sure.
To which I replied, "Well, if she came out to you, you're doing all right."
Yeah.
Because most of us waited about a good 5 to 10 years before we told our parents.
Right.
So,
Right.
so far you're doing all right. But she, and it was a very sweet compliment that I had never thought of. She said, "You know what? Just by being you and being out there in the school, like imagine the kids that you've like influenced
Yep.
and
No, not
Like-
touched like that.
nope, Super
No,
didn't do that.
honest to
Yeah.
God-
Super did not
honest
do
to
that.
God didn't mean that.
Reclaim your finger.
Reclaim.
I would have emailed her a coupon for batteries.
But
Yeah.
Smart.
but
But-
it is the go ahead. It's the important part of
Right.
what you're doing.
Katie and Kelly will do that in their school as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
course.
they're not they're not a
They're not
closeted
hidden.
family,
Right.
So I don't think I think they will.
Katie helps people that don't even want help. Like she's so gregarious that
You're right,
she's
you're
such
right.
an outreaching person.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're you know what I mean, both very nice people and
Yeah.
both, charming people. Unlike the one lesbian that was at our school that
No.
There was
was not.
there was one school event where I literally had to put someone between me and her because I was gonna knock her the
Ooh,
fuck
see?
out. Sick of that one.
Lesbian fight.
Lesbian
Lesbian
fight.
fight. Yeah. Lesbian
I
fight.
saw that on South Park last night.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I did, if I may, I just.
Just reclaim your fucking time.
I'm reclaiming.
Can you use the right verbiage?
God damn.
Sorry, that was
Didn't
so
get-
last
didn't get
year.
laid on your vacation,
that
did
was
you,
so
Al?
last year by saying, last
Season 1
season.
bullshit going
Yeah.
on over here.
Anyway, in the chat room, Amina was talking about that pamphlet and says, first of all, if anyone's stupid enough to take the language in that pamphlet seriously, they probably shouldn't be allowed to vote. And I just want to point out that people voted here for Trump.
Our president is Trump, right? Like
I
we
mean,
can't get really judgy
I will
about
not-
dumb
yeah,
people voting.
Didn't win
the
popular
allowed to
vote.
vote kind of thing. It just there are people that fucking believe it. And so it's insanity.
I would just like to summarize
Please
for
do.
those that are joining us in hour 2 the importance of being like Kat is for her children
Oh my gosh,
and
yes.
that, and with as we assume Katie and
Kelly.
Kelly
are
with Puget.
sure sound.
Palmer.
That's what he always called
I always called her Parker.
Parker. That's right.
But the importance of being out and being visible and asking that questions, because yes, little Joey for my dramatic reenactment is going to go home, and there's going to be some back and forth with a parent who's offended that idea got into that kid's head, and then they're going to realize, well, that we're going to have that conversation eventually. Now it's there,
Right.
and it's just done.
It's like ripping the Band-Aid off.
And then it's going to come up later. Fortunately and unfortunately, it's going to come up a little bit later when everybody starts to be like attraction and feeling
Right.
what they're feeling. But now there's not going to be that kind of shame. I think I'm thinking ahead in terms of like the age that people are, where like when you find out like I'm enjoying Kate Jackson on the Charlie's Angels, but I'm also a little bit in love with Bruce Boxleitner.
Right.
Like there'll be that thing of like, oh well, I've seen this happy adjusted couple, so if this thing with Kate Jackson is just because she's smart and this isn't because of Bruce Boxleitner's because he's got a penis, you can make that. Does that make sense, or am I just like 3/4 of the bottle
Yes.
of wine through?
Well,
but
two things.
Two things, but the young conversation about the relationship and the later conversation about the sex are going to be two separate things, and maybe a little easier. Is my hope. I don't know.
I think so.
Missy out at AOL.com. Right.
Whose fucking story
Come out
are we
wherever
on
you are.
now?
That was my story.
Yeah, no, and that, but I think we're seeing the ramifications of
It
it.
is.
40 years
If you're
later.
gonna go have kids, then go join the PTO. Go be out. Let other people see you, so that it's not such a big deal. So that other little kids will come out to their parents instead of waiting until they're 25 while they run away from home and hide in alleyways and whatever.
Right. Absolutely.
Marnie, it's your story.
All right. So
I found that story riveting.
I think it was riveting. I wanted to discuss because I'm staying on the riveting.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about construction work.
No, we're not gonna or fucking cars. I'm
Okay.
leaving that alone. I do have a story about it, but I'm leaving it alone.
Okay.
There are some things that we need in our life, and that is
$1 million.
Well, yes. But that's not the story. This is about the proposal. Is everybody ready? Mm-hmm. For new emojis. I'm so excited.
Ooh, it's that time again. I haven't.
I love the emojis. And this one has sad poo.
Oh, we definitely need sad poo.
Need sad poo poo. Sad poo is one of them. There's happy poo.
Right. We already have
happy
the
poo.
happy poop
Yeah.
emoji.
Yeah.
So now we have sad poo.
That's smart. We needed him.
I've been waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And they also have inebriated emoji, which they've needed.
They have drunk emoji.
We have drunk emoji.
I need you to send that to me
It's
now.
right?
Because
Not yet. No. These are proposed. These are proposed.
God damn it!
I know. I'm
Wait,
too
I'm
excited.
gonna send it to you right now.
I'm on the edge of my That's good. I like that.
Well, I'm wondering if there.
I like
Do we
that.
have the samples out there to see?
Yeah, because I tried to do the whole thing. I was trying to put it in the chat room.
Well,
I screwed that up.
I have the interwebs over here. I can look it up.
Oh, got it. I'll send it to you.
I'll look at proposed emojis.
Oh, just go to it's unicode.org.
Org.
Well, because they're the people that
.org.
make the
Yeah.
emojis.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Unicode standard.
Fuck. Yeah. So the proposed emojis, there are 11 or 12, I think, and one is, some of them I didn't understand at all, but then again, there's a whole slew of them that I'm like, what the fuck is that?
They didn't think we needed an eggplant emoji either, but
I know,
we
right?
do.
We
do.
Bring back that one. So the smiling face with smiling eyes and 3 hearts is in love or loved, lovely, right? Like that kind of, which it's very cute, and I think that that's a good one.
Where on this website is that?
Here, I'll send it to you.
Here, I'm
Stand by.
sending it to you. Oh, you got it?
I
on
got
the
it.
website.
Okay.
Proposed updates. Oh,
That's what this is. That's where I am. So.
I just don't see.
Anyway, so we have that emoji. It's very exciting. There's one with a cape
so mean.
for like a hero.
Just the cape? We don't get the
That
hero?
Or there's a cape and a mask proposed too.
Yes, there is. Serious face with eye mask and cape. It's a villain or a bandit.
A band.
One of them looks like Green Lantern. One of them looks
Thank
like
you.
Batman.
That's exactly what I thought too. That's
what's
exactly
happening
what
there.
I thought.
He's the Batman.
There is a face with smiling eyes and a party horn and a party hat. So it's me, actually. They're from years ago, but not right now.
What's a party horn?
A party horn is right?
Okay, no, here you go.
Yeah.
Alfie.
There you go.
Sad shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sad poo. Sad poo. And the okay.
Party horn.
Party horn.
Not party whore.
Now there's a thing
no.
with the herpes on the right, but what's happening in the middle?
So the blue
Iceman
is,
cometh?
Iceman cometh on my
That's the
face.
Night King.
That's the cold or freezing kind
Chili.
of thing. Yep. They have one with a red face with tongue sticking out with a bead of sweat. They have the descriptors, and that's for hot, overheated, frowning face with question marks for the eyes, lost and confused. I'll be using that often.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, I just found the mother load of these things.
No.
Ouch.
The frowning pile of poo, though. I think that is the exciting one that we're getting. There's a sad face with a broken heart, too. Oh, that's upsetting. Is it? It is.
All right.
It is.
Judges seem to rule.
Yeah.
Judge seemed pretty adamant on
It
that
just
one.
is, because the fact that we even have to have that.
Oh, but there's also a fire
reclaiming my
extinguisher and a
Oh.
test tube.
Well,
They've proposed a llama. Who doesn't need a llama?
who doesn't need a llama? I
wonder if it has a
totally
hat.
agree.
That's I was gonna say.
Nice.
Carl.
Or you could just have
I,
the llama
I had
and
to,
the
I had
hat.
to force feed
Good.
somebody llama. We did a YouTube favorites off the other day
Yeah.
on someone's TV.
Fun.
Good times. I saw some stuff. They saw some stuff.
Oh.
They saw a lot of llamas with hats.
That's nice.
They had to.
Yeah.
My vagina is so large I had to underline it.
Your vagina. To draw a line under it.
Yeah, I had to draw a line. Under it.
No,
She gets off the bike.
oh.
I just tattooed this cat this morning.
I love carrots, except that one.
Startling.
That is so fucking funny.
Oh my God, they have one with banging your head against the wall. I want that one.
Oh, that needed to
Banging.
happen.
Yeah.
Head against wall. Done.
I just want to let people that are
Yeah.
texting me or putting things on my Facebook
Yeah.
post to know I don't wear my glasses a lot, so I can't see those emojis. I don't know what you're saying in emoji. And I'm not going to get my
Wait,
glasses to
when
find
you,
out
when
what
you
piece
increase
of
the
cake.
text size,
Yeah.
doesn't it increase the emoji size?
I don't have this feature on my computer. And I read.
Oh, I thought you used your iPad.
I can't flick the bean on my computer.
Oh!
I'll show you some websites.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Things you can't unsee for 1,000.
Next caller.
No.
Oh, that's me. I'm
It's you.
reclaiming my time.
Reclaim it.
No, it is your time. You're not reclaiming shit. Just go.
All right.
Just let 'em
so
believe
Ohio
it.
school district to fire employee after anti-gay Facebook post. So Columbus City Schools is working towards the termination of Chris Dodds, a garage assistant supervisor who posted an anti-all those letters message on social media ahead of the Columbus Pride Parade on Saturday. LGBTQ. I hope this event turns out like the Boston Marathon a few years back. All fags should be killed or at least relocated, Dodds wrote in a message posted to the Columbus Pride Parade's Facebook page. I can't believe you guys haven't seen this, but some of it, actually, this is a little old. We should have seen it already. In an email sent to NBC Out, I guess NBC, because of that fucking Peacock has a gay section.
Well, sure.
A spokesperson for Columbus City Schools, Jacqueline Bryant, irony noted, confirmed the district is working towards the termination of Mr. Dodds for these highly inappropriate comments. Columbus City School values and celebrates its diversity. We do not tolerate discrimination of any kind. Most importantly, over the weekend, we had a large contingent, upwards of 500, of teachers, staff, students, families, and allies marching together during Saturday's Pride Parade. As of Monday in June, Change.org petition highlighting Dodd's offensive comments and calling for his termination had nearly 50,000 signatures, and it has gone up considerably because this was in June, and this story has gotten legs. It really didn't hit outside of that part of the country for a little bit. It was like towards the end of the month. This story is from like June 19th, and it was like June 30th, just as we were going off the air, that this story really got legs, because there was also a petition put out to keep him, saying it was free speech. And how this kind of played out in the media was that he was asking for a bomb. If he had just said, like, I hate fags, or I don't want this to go on, it would be one thing. But the fact that he asked someone to plant a bomb,
inciting
violence, really was what took this school district, who probably would have
isn't that domestic terrorism?
Yes, it is, and it's it's what took it from just being like, this isn't about free speech. You're actually yelling fire in the movie theater. Yeah. So it's not like you can't have an opinion, you can't be anti-gay and still be in the school system, as long as it, you can have your opinions on Facebook. We're not going to fire you over them. We may ask, like many of us have in jobs, that we not say where we work on Facebook. You just don't put a link to the job that you currently have if you're going to post political or incendiary remarks for either side, really, honestly. If you're going to post stuff that's not about, that's anti this or anti that or pro this or pro that, just don't put that this is your job, because it kind of can come back to get you.
Sure.
So the fact that he no likey the gay community, which means he's probably sucking dick in a truck stop.
Right, and probably Republican.
We're just
and paying too much for it.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10
he's in
got
a bathroom stall somewhere.
Yeah,
get a pillow
wide,
from the Japs.
with a wide stance, giving handies through a hole.
No, you did not.
But it really was an interesting thing to watch this break down, because almost everyone that I saw, and this was not the article I originally read. I read a follow-up from closer to like 2 weeks ago. This was the link that I just happened to like find in the story. And it was interesting to see that everyone that was trying to defend this guy just couldn't, like, they were like, yeah, but he did say bomb. Like, it was one thing that they were like, oh, now you can't have freedom of speech. And like, it was funny how many people. So if you can find any of these stories about this, if you Google Chris Dodds, which is what I actually had to do to get this particular version, but if you read the ones where you can read the comments and you watch it, it's very rare that
Isn't Chris Dodds the one who ran for president?
No, but we're close enough, because it was hard to Google him because his name is the same as someone else's. But if you Google this and you look at the comment sections in a lot of different places, it's interesting to watch how much the Orange Dumpster Fire, Jeff Sessions community draws a line on this. You know how like the Sandy Hook deniers and all that shit, they all get a pass. This one didn't get a pass. So if you read through and look up the story, it's interesting to see how much the Orange Dumpster Fire people really back off on this one, as being like, yeah, but we got to stand clear of asking for bombing parades.
School. Yeah,
can't do
a
that.
civic parade. And the fact that he was a school teacher just made it worse. So an interesting story about, Ohio.
About Ohio. Well, there we are. That's our headline segment. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Hour 3 right here on Q Talk America.
You're listening to Q Talk America. This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
All right, boys and girls, we're back again. It's hour 3. Thank you for being with us. This is show 311. It is the 8th day of the 8th month of 2017. It's the show with Q Talk America right here. I'm with Kat Carlson. Al Perkins sits right next to me, and out of the room right now, that's Marnie Ryer. She usually sits in that seat. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat room. If you're just joining us, by God, a lot has happened. We've got a drinking word that we're going to tell you a little bit more about in just a few minutes. We just did last hour our headline segment. That's hour 2. Our first segment, which was hour 1, because they go in numerical order. The first segment was kind of a, hey, what you been doing since we last saw you, and obsession. So as you're listening to this hour, if you're curious about the other 2, you can download them right here from the Q Talk America site. It's easy to do. You can just find the site, click on the link, and you can download and listen on demand. Or you can have them force-fed to you by iTunes, because it does that too. Right now, we're going to start by a recap of our drinking word.
And now, a drink-along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom, and that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
Well, our drinking phrase for today is, I'm reclaiming my time!
Not necessarily in that particular register.
No. I mean, please, in any pitch you'd like.
Yeah.
I'm reclaiming my
The key of your
time.
choosing.
Choising?
Jesus Christmas.
You've had some issues with rosé wine and talking.
It's very drinkable.
I understand that.
Okay, and because you're new to hour 3, we're drinking. Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't read this.
Did your eyes get bad over the summer?
Yeah, no, they really did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine did too.
We're calling it Belarus. Sure. It's a rosé.
Can you do the Fandango? Belarus,
Yeah,
Belarus.
have we talked about that here?
Not yet.
Real
We'll get to that after
entertainment.
we'll get
Okay,
there.
so I just have to say, a friend of mine and a friend of the pod passed today. Timothy Lafleur, I'm not quite sure how he pronounced that last name. I'm terrible at people's names. Died today. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man.
I did not know. I didn't heard that.
Beautiful singer. He had a master's in vocal performance, chamber music performance. I'm not sure, but I've just put the link in the chat room. Go ahead and take a listen. There's a link in there to him and the choral from I think it's from the Phoenix Episcopalian. It's the Episcopalian Church downtown doing Amazing Grace. And it's just lovely. Believe or not believe, whatever you want to do, just follow the link, take a listen to him and the group that he helped conduct and music director, whatever you would call it. He was just he was a wonderful man and a good friend to many of my friends. That
I've known him for years. I had no idea. I didn't know.
Just happened today, and the music cue. I mean, if you know nothing about him, and you probably don't, and I don't know how to spell music cue, C-U-E. If you don't, just take a listen to what he and this group do with Amazing Grace, and it's truly, truly special and truly amazing. And he was just a loving, kind soul who really was very kind to his friends. Just a kind man.
Wow, had no idea.
So, and I wasn't sure if anybody had heard, but he was a fixture and just a genuinely kind man who, when people were in trouble, you would always hear stories about him coming when he really had not, with his own problems, always put people before him, and he was just a lovely person. So, and just to hear he and his group sing Amazing Grace is truly touching.
Okay.
One of the most beautiful songs. Yeah, so you'll enjoy it.
And in what will potentially sound like an awkward pivot, but is not, he loved entertainment, so we're going to go into that segment in honor of Timmy Leffler right now.
Entertainment! So, the music world has suffered some great losses today. I have some wonderful movie suggestions for you. And And we have our book club to talk about because hopefully everyone finished it because I found, well, not you, but I found it stupidly appropriate for summer reading, and I think we've done a really good job.
And I'm really excited because I was afraid that I read the wrong book because there was another river book.
There was a river book. And then we have a great thing coming back to something tonight. Ta-da!
Hulu and FX, I believe.
So we will start with, and I'm gonna look up the bios. But I was hoping that you would take this part and tell us a little bit about Mr. Glenn Campbell.
I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot about Glenn Campbell, other than clearly I grew up in the Midwest, and my
radio.
Well, beside from that, he was very popular in my youth. You know, part of his career in the mid '70s was pretty big. That's when Rhinestone Cowboy came out. When Wichita Lineman, all those other songs of his were all very popular back then. I do remember at one point, I swear to you, I remember this, and Mom, I'm sure, does not. I remember standing in the you're on the you have the big mirror in the bathroom. I remember standing in there, and I had a comb as a little kid, and I remember combing my hair like Glenn Campbell used to wear his hair,
Right.
and telling her that I wanted to have my hair like Glenn Campbell.
Oh my God, that's
I
adorable.
do remember that as a very little kid.
Oh my God,
and I don't
that's
remember
adorable.
well, I don't remember much after that because I had to get up after she slapped me. But
The ringing in my ears was
right.
terrific.
Went on for days.
I don't know what happened then.
Mother, you know I'm kidding. But seriously, I do remember as a kid saying something about I wanted to wear my hair like Glenn Campbell. But the funny thing about him, he grew up in the Midwest, lived predominantly in the Midwest.
Arkansas or something, right?
Something to that effect, I don't recall. But moved to L.A., and in spite of all of the people saying that, you know, he was really putting his neck out there to go to L.A. to try to try to gain his career, he became a studio musician out there at first, and then worked his way up through, and then wound up being so good and so funny, he wound up getting his own variety TV show.
That's right.
Did that from 69 to 72, and I only know that because I saw it on the news earlier today.
Yes, and yeah.
I remember Mom and Dad talking about that.
He just did a bunch. And the funny thing is, he was really funny. Like if you look up old Johnny Carson clips or anything where he was doing something, he was just down home, but he was just funny. And more recently, and some of you may remember this or have seen it, CNN did a feature on this year and a half or so ago, maybe 2 years. Late in life, I think he was 75 when he was diagnosed. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and he was still touring at the time. And what he chose to do, and I think it's very bold of him to have done, and it's very, it was a gift, if you will, to a lot of people, because a lot of people don't understand what it's like to go through that disease. And I don't know if anybody, I forget if anybody in this room has gone through a relative or anybody who's had Alzheimer's. I did with a grandmother, and it's horribly, horribly challenging because you can see in their eyes that they're in there and they can't get out anymore. They don't remember the words. They don't remember who you are, or they know who you are, but they can't figure out why they know who you are. It's very frustrating. So what he did was traveled the country on a tour with his family as his band. They all knew it. The premise of this was, it was my last tour. I'm going to forget words. I'm going to forget where I am. I'm not going to know how to play this guitar. And they recorded all of it and showed his progression through all of it. And to my understanding, they were continuing to record some of it as he failed in these later years. But it was so crazy to watch him literally be on stage and in the middle of a song not remember the words. They obviously monitors and prompters and so forth. But the other thing to me that was so fascinating by watching him was, and we've heard this forever and ever, and it's why arts is one of the things that's so fucking important in school, music made him remember.
Oh, right.
Music always brought him back.
And that's the thing is he would forget a lyric or two, but he never forgot how to play that guitar.
Yep.
He could always go back, and he could always read music. If they put
it in front of him.
When he's recording the theme song to that movie.
I'm not going to remember. It's a play on words. I
won't remember you.
I'm not going to remember you.
I know the movie's called I'm Still Me.
I'm Still Me.
Right.
Yeah.
They put the music up there, and the one thing he never lost was his ability to read music. Like, that stayed with him.
Yeah,
I'm not going to forget you.
Yeah, I've already forgotten you, or something like that, or I don't know. It's.
Yeah,
I'm not going to miss. I'm not going to miss you. Not going to miss you.
It's still heartbreaking.
That's heart. Yes.
And if you get a chance, another documentary that he was very much a part of, and a great documentary is called Wrecking Crew, because The Wrecking Crew is the sessions recorders, the session recording artists, like the oh God, what's the one called from the Motown documentary? Standing on the shoulder. Anyways, there's the Motown documentary about the house band that was always there for all of Motown. There's one band for all those people because none of those people, they were all singers.
Right.
Standing in the Shadows of Motown is the movie that you're talking about, right?
Right. And that is the band. And so the Wrecking Crew is the band for almost every song from the 60s and early 70s up through and including in California, being involved with the Eagles, the Beach Boys. Glenn Campbell played with the Beach Boys for a while because he was in so many session recordings that when Brian Wilson was a little off his game,
Come on,
when
Glenn.
he was back reclaiming his time, Glenn Campbell would actually fill in. So wonderful. And then, he paired together very often and very successfully with Jimmy Webb, who gave us MacArthur Park. And it's just funny to hear Wichita Lineman, because I know the song because I am too young to know Wichita Lineman as the original song. I heard it later, of course. But then the people that bring us got Tina Turner back, the British Electric Foundation, their Music of Quality and Distinction. Music of Quality and Distinction. If you're listening back, Google it, find it, download it. They do the remake of Wichita Lineman and all these old 60s and 70s songs that maybe didn't get a fair shake or maybe they need a little updating. And there's this moody 80s version of the Wichita Lineman that's just beautiful. And today, like you were saying about lyrics, for the first time ever, I heard what he really says in Wichita Lineman about, I'm going to need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. But if it snows, that line down south will suffer from the strain. Oh, you should hear the shit I've been singing for 35, 40 years on that shit.
I'm not talking about the linen.
Yeah, I'm not talking about your linen and strain. But, I mean, and from all accounts, a man with a lot of demons, a lot of stuff going on, but who just wanted to sing and dance. You know what I mean? Just and Oscar nominated for the theme from is it True Grit? From True Grit, starred in it.
Yes, he started with John Wayne. Jane Wayne, depending on how you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's non-binary now, so that's
well,
it.
and to not disparage the dead, but in fairness, I mean, there was also some tumultuous shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
throughout
wrestled
his
his
life.
wrestled his demons.
Because
Wrestled his demons and wrestled
Tucker.
Tanya Tucker more than he should have. Yeah.
The domestic violence kind of piece with drugs and alcohol.
Right.
And
In fact,
domestic
if I'm not
violence.
mistaken, one of those incidents was he was arrested here in Phoenix.
Yeah. Yes, and
he was like 40 and she was.
because I think it's Al Casey was the
20s?
person from the Wrecking Crew that was from Phoenix, and he died, I don't know, 10 or 11 years ago. And they had a big thing in all the papers here, and they did a nice tribute here in Phoenix to Al Casey from the Wrecking Crew and like all the things that he had contributed to music, because he always came back to Phoenix. And Glenn Campbell's first big song was By the Time I Get to Phoenix.
Right.
If that's not his first song, it's the second. And then from me, Barbara Cook, Broadway singer who revealed the Great American Songbook in a new light. And all the things you think about that horrible phrase, the Great American Songbook, that makes you want to like stab Rod Stewart in the face for what he's done to the Great American Songbook. Barbara Cook just made it better. She was a Broadway ingenue in the mid-50s to early 60s, glittering soprano, one of the most beautiful voices, and it turns out that even though she was kind of broke and stealing food from stores and had her downtime and put on some weight and battled a lot of that for many years, she came back as a cabaret singer, and it turned out that through her late 80s, she kept that lovely, lovely soprano.
Okay.
She didn't abuse it. She practiced. She always sang. So there are those, like Barbara Streisand, who don't practice and are sometimes losing their lighter touches, their higher notes. Barbara Cook was never one of them. If you had a chance over the years to see anything online, take the time now. Barbara Cook is one of the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sopranos that ever lived. She treated theater songwriters as playwrights. She was their virtuoso method actor, mining her life to endow their art with deeper meanings. Lyrics that had previously made little impression suddenly cut to the quick as she imbued with even passing banalities and art, and she gave them an ardent poignancy. I'm quoting somebody else because you just can't say enough about how lovely, lovely, lovely her voice was and stayed, and the fact that just a few years ago she made an album where she had Josh Groban and Audra McDonald come in, and even they said like we learned something new about singing a lyric from her, like because she just stayed so true to the art and just every song was just something that needed to be sung, and she wouldn't just sing something because it sounded good on her. She sang it because she thought she could offer something or give it some kind of inflection with this, and it was just a lovely soprano, and it stayed lovely till the very end. I guess late last fall, despite respiratory failure and everything else going on, she got up with Kelly O'Hara and did a little number with Kelly O'Hara at her debut at Carnegie Hall. Like she would show up at other singers' debuts at Carnegie Hall just to offer her support since she turned to the cabaret world. But she was Losing My Mind is the one that Barbara Cook took Losing My Mind from an obscure song from Follies and turned it into a cabaret staple because she just went back to that and made you know just the agony of that song. And then Jeremy Jordan made me pee my pants a little bit. So Glitter and Be Gay was her big number from Candide, and that's what you would probably know if you ever have a chance to hear Glitter and Be Gay, and especially if you like, what's the blonde's name from, we just saw her.
Jenna.
No, from Wicked. Why can't I think of her name?
Kristen Chenoweth.
Kristen Chenoweth.
I'm sorry. Close friends of hers like me call her Cheno.
Cheno. I'm sorry. Yes, Cheno. I'm reclaiming your time back because that's fantastic. So Cheno.
I competed in choir competitions against her. Calm down.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you that
fucking man.
Kristen Chenoweth, and she even mentioned her when she sang Glitter and Be Gay when we saw her in concert, because it's just this lovely, lovely song from Candide, and she just gave it her all. She's the original Marion the Librarian from A Music Man. And now I can't think of the big song. Till There Was You. What's that song? What's the Marion the Librarian song from The Music Man? Till There Was You. Absolutely lovely. But if you get a chance, anytime she sang Glitter and Be Gay or Vanilla Ice Cream, just delightful. So I'm hoping that we'll hear sometime tonight or tomorrow, or it may have happened while we're on the air, that they're going to dim the lights on Broadway for her, because they honestly should. A woman who kept the American songbook alive and thriving despite all of Rod Stewart's attempts to just pee on it, shit on it, and kick it till it was dead.
I have to tell you, in regards to Rod Stewart, I listen often to one of the music channels that comes with cable TV, because when I don't have the news on in the background, I have non-current music because I just get annoyed with all the current shit. So I have it's songwriters and standards or something like that.
Singers and songwriters.
Something. Yeah. And I'll go through hours of lovely stuff, and all of a sudden I'll hear that gravelly voice of Rod Stewart horribly killing a song, and I'm like, why did they let him sing these?
It's why Americans don't like rosé, because they don't know about this. And now the picture I sent you could put that up now.
Which picture?
I sent you a picture on your
Stand by.
Facebook.
Well, hang on. I'm prepping stuff. I'm doing other things. Which picture did you send? Hang on.
So let me go through the couple of things that I have written down here. So
I have to find
Missing Richard Simmons was Aaron's obsession. So I wrote that down in case you haven't watched.
I did see
that
that
documentary.
I saw it up here.
Which
but
picture?
I've
You
not
sent a
heard of
link
that.
The
to
shirtless
multiple. There's multiple.
Oh, I think it's first on the right, first on the left.
With the fish?
Yeah.
I had not heard about that.
So Missing Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons has gone like underground, and there was a documentary that was, I think it's on Netflix, called Missing Richard Simmons. That's a little invasion of privacy and a little bit, what did happen to him? And Richard Simmons remains missing, but I think someone finally addressed it. But it's interesting in a way, but it's also kind of like none of your fucking business. But that's what makes you not be able to stop watching it. Is because you're like, well, where did he go?
I'm ready for this picture if you're ready for your story.
Oh, I just wanted y'all to look at a picture of Chris Cuomo without a shirt on, because that's what's hiding underneath the anchor. Like, I just wanted justification for why he was in my spank bank. I'm reclaiming my time now.
Okay. I didn't realize. I thought
What
this was a
just
legitimate
happened?
story.
Well, it's legitimate to Al.
Somebody showed that to me
happened?
while I was on vacation. I'm like, God damn it, we are all going to look at a
And for
picture
real,
of...
he's hot.
He's hot.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
And I love how snarky he gets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
love when
fucking love how snarky he gets. It's just like...
tells them off. So, for your...
Consideration.
Viewing pleasure.
Viewing pleasure. Difficult People, back today on Hulu.
Okay.
So those of you who threw something at the TV, screamed and swore because you thought season 3 already existed, I don't know who that is, and due to a lack of witnesses, none of us will ever know.
Jacob Triweiler.
Okay, yeah, we'll blame him.
I just like to say his name sometimes.
It's back.
Al.
It's back on Hulu tonight. Glenn Campbell's dead. Barbara Cook's dead. Available in your theaters in 70mm or IMAX. I would recommend, I think, going to see it in 70mm based on the reviews I've read, is Dunkirk. Saw it on a regular screen.
Oh, really?
So fucking amazed by it. I honestly couldn't get my jaw back up to my mouth.
It's not too violent or too much, or
What's
is
it
it?
called again?
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
war picture, Dunkirk. It's the story, it's Britain's version of, because, Americans like to pretend like we were all about World War II and we did all the noble things. We kind of ignored it for a
sort of
couple years.
didn't, yeah.
Right.
We kind of didn't get into it. So Dunkirk is the movie about the story that the British used as propaganda to get people to fight on their side, including the lazy-ass Americans who still waited 18 months to get involved.
Okay.
It's a big story in the British story of World War II. We don't talk about it at all because we're complete schmucks
Americans.
through it. Yeah,
Right.
because we as white people do really bad things. I'm going tomorrow to see it in 70mm, and I'm very excited. It is one of those movies that just, from the opening shot, you are just on the edge of your seat, breathing heavy. Hans Zimmer is doing something that I did read a review where they talked about him like I talk about John Williams and Steven Spielberg movies. It's like, leave me the fuck alone. Let me watch this movie. I did not really notice the score that much at all, except for that it kept me on the edge of my seat, but I didn't feel like anybody was kicking me.
Yep.
Some people did. Everything about it was astounding. No real stars. There are, Bane from Batman is in it.
Sure.
Tom Hardy, the guy that was the Scarecrow in Batman is in it, who's also whose name Cillian Murphy. Yes, that's his name. And then Kenneth Branagh, but it's mostly just a story about the battle.
Okay.
So you can't get attached to anybody because you don't know who's going to live or die, and they don't put a big star anywhere so that you never know who's going to live or die. Because it's told, the story by land is told over the course of a week. The story by boat is told over the course of a day, and the story by air is told over a course of an hour, because that's how long everyone's involvement was.
Sure.
The people on the water only had a day of fighting, the people on land took a week to get out, and the people in the air had a day to help it all happen. So you got weird timelines, but just could not sit down. So tomorrow I'm going to see it in 70mm and see, just to see it all expanded, but just beautiful. Christopher Nolan, I should start doing commercials for him because I am fucking sold on this man's movies. Interstellar, all the Batmans, Inception, Memento, he's just good. The Prestige, he's just good at what he does.
About the Prestige.
The Prestige, yeah. He's just good at what he does, and he no longer has to worry. They just give him all the money in the world because everyone knows your name and you're just going to go see it. But I have to recommend this one, heart and soul. That one got me.
Did you already say where you're going to see it? Where do you see
70
70s?
Marketplace tomorrow at 1:35 if you'd like to join.
I can't, but I just was curious. Where do you go locally to see that?
You need somewhere, and they'll advertise. You can go to the Dunkirk web. I think it's called DunkirkTheMovie.com, and it will tell you where they're playing it in true 70mm. It's kind of like what he does, because he films a lot in 70mm, so it's not digital. It's all on film, and it's kind of what Quentin Tarantino did with The Hateful Eight, where he brought you back to old-fashioned 70mm CinemaScope, Panavision. The movie's got to go 20 miles longer because it's all filmed in these, and it's just beautiful. So I'm curious to see it, to see the 70mm, but he does more in IMAX than anybody else does. This movie is 75% IMAX, total 70mm. So these things when they're shown in IMAX, then you go see that fucking Superman movie that said IMAX, and then the IMAX screen is 6 stories high, and the movie stayed in the middle because that fucking thing wasn't filmed in IMAX.
Oh.
So you just go spend $16 to have screaming kids behind you to watch a movie that doesn't fill up the IMAX scene. But if you go see The Dark Knight, when it goes boom and the movie opens and you get to the scene of Chicago where the window blows out, you are in full-ass 6-story IMAX. They are not fucking around. So don't go see an IMAX movie till you check with me, and I'll tell you if it's really an IMAX.
Well, okay.
Because it's $12 extra to go see something that's not filmed in IMAX. It's post-fitted bullshit. Atomic Blonde, for the lesbians in the room. Hotter than fucking hell.
Yeah.
Good times, laugh a minute, action-packed.
Okay.
80s soundtrack that'll just touch yourself with joy. The soundtrack is amazing. I mean, the sound amazing. Soundtrack so good. Some of it's politically the right song. Some of it's the wrong genre. Like cool club kids in Berlin in 1989 are not going to be dancing to the politics of dancing.
Okay.
You're like 6 years too late for that song. Dancing. You know what I mean? Like they're like, okay, now you're just throwing in a 90s song, but they get 99 Luftballons.
Oh, I do
worked in,
appreciate that.
and then you get a German version of Hello Major Tom.
Oh, I love it.
All in German, really good, action packed, and you're actually laughing at parts because they just take it to a level. Charlize Theron does most of her own stunts. She learned all this karate or whatever.
And for real, she's just fucking hot.
It's a lesbian wet dream. And then she goes down on a girl.
I mean,
you know what I mean? And just when you think you're safe, she's reclaiming the pie.
Cat's like,
yeah.
I believe I'm not busy on Monday.
Or tomorrow.
We're gonna put stars
Tuesday,
around that.
Wednesday.
I'm gonna see if there's a midnight showing tonight.
I love it. That's funny.
Yes, and Aaron says that it only has 3 scenes in IMAX. Yes, because it's all filmed in 70 millimeter. So I'm going to see it in 70 millimeter, not IMAX. I did my research. So, because that seems to be the bulk of it. But anyways, Atomic Blonde, that soundtrack is fantastic. And they did a remake of Blue Monday that's sexy and hot. So if nothing else, if for some reason you don't go see movies, buy the soundtrack. But Atomic Blonde, I was like laughing out loud at the like, you know how movies just go too far with like violence and action, and like normally you'd be like, as we talk about fight scenes that go on too long, you're like, all right, can I go to the concession stand now, or go make a phone call or check my Facebook, because you guys are just punching each other and nothing's happening.
Right, and no fun is happening.
Right.
This one was thoroughly entertaining, and I just started laughing. And then there was a guy in front of me who some say laughed like me. That we just couldn't stop laughing at how well choreographed and conceived the fight scenes were. That it just reaches a level of ridiculousness. Like one of you should be dead, like in any movie where you watch it. And then later, Charlize Theron has got this gorgeous, sexy dress on, and she's going to serve somebody a drink. But she's just been in like 2 solid hours of fight scenes, so her arm is just all bruises. And it was so realistic to not have her show up like all glamorous, like she didn't just get the snot kicked out of her. So her arm is just all a bruise, and like her wig is matted with blood. It was fabulous. Just delightful.
Aaron said that he was talking about the Nolan Batman movie you referenced, not the...
Right, but it was at the time, Aaron.
Oh, the IMAX, okay.
Yeah, sit the fuck down. The Batman Returns has 3 full scenes filmed in IMAX.
Wow.
Well, there's only 4 or 5 IMAX cameras in the world, and they actually lost one in the truck stunt. That's done on screen, it's not cartoon shit like they do in Spider-Man.
CG.
Yeah, it's not CGI, it's an actual like in-camera stunt.
Wow.
So the fact that there's, I think,
crabby.
Yeah, no, but when it comes to Christopher Nolan, because people are always like, oh, I saw this in IMAX. No, you didn't, because he has the record now for the most IMAX movies. Because IMAX movies are usually 20 minutes long, and they're about a bear. Because there's so few IMAX cameras in the world, and Christopher Nolan broke one in that one stunt. So now I think there's a couple more, but there is very rare true IMAX movies. Not Batman Returns, The Dark Knight. But Interstellar
What were you thinking?
Gosh.
Every movie he makes, he sets the new record for the most actual IMAX time. And then what they do is they put him... If you see a real IMAX movie, then usually... he'll put his movie trailer in front of the IMAX movie because he wants you to see the trailer in full IMAX. And it usually shows up the movie that you went and saw in IMAX. I'm trying to think what the other one was. The Tom Cruise movie, Mission Impossible 6, this time it's personal.
Okay.
There was one real IMAX scene. And before that movie, they put a Dark Knight trailer. One of that thing. Baby Driver, out in the movies, getting great reviews.
It's a great movie. It's a little too violent for me, but the storyline is great. The soundtrack is awesome.
Another great soundtrack.
Again, it's one of those movies that oddly, the opening 6 minutes of the movie, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. And it is getting such good word of mouth. So if somebody invites you to a movie and they say Baby Driver, just go. We talked about Difficult People. Your Netflix recommendation for this month is Ozarks. I'm going based solely on going around and talking to people and asking like, "What you watching? What's new for you? What are you like obsessed with?" And Ozarks keeps coming up.
Popping up.
Jason Bateman, Laura Linney, mostly written and directed by Jason Bateman.
What great names, those two names.
Oh, I know. And supposedly a terrific cast, and everybody's next binging. So keep your eye out for Ozarks. It's getting a heavy push, a heavy flow week.
Yeah, they're really kind of forcing it on you when you open Netflix, so it's easy to find.
And then I will just let you know there was a story many, many months ago about in Vegas when I was all like sick and not feeling well, that I was trying to remember the 2 songs that the guy in the band sang with a beautiful, beautiful tenor that are like rock songs that nobody ever heard of. Google these and you'll know what I was listening to on the Strip. Your Love by The Outfield.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, and
Jesse's on a vacation far
that's
away.
the line. Remember I was telling you it's a real
Yeah.
common song by a hair band that I couldn't remember?
Totally, now I do. But
And the other one was the opening lyrics of You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC.
Okay.
Those are the 2 songs that guy opened with, and I was all alone, and I'm like, I don't know either of these songs very well, but you're very good. Because I was strung out on cough medicine. So
Or
when I
Tale
came...
as
or
old
so
as
to say.
time.
Yeah.
Strung
How
out on
is she
cough
still
medicine.
alive?
Why as old as rhyme.
Yeah, so I just want to let you know that. So go back, and if you're listening if you're looking for an 80s song that's just fun to listen to with like a really great singer,
Oh, the whole
You Shook Me All Night Long and Your Love by The Outfield. Terrific.
that whole album, actually, Play Deep by The Outfield, is one of my all-time favorites.
Can't say I'm going to go that far.
No, but I'm telling you, just go ahead and listen to it, maybe. Try.
So,
it can't hurt you. Can't.
Oh, wait, Batman Returns. You know what I mean by Batman Returns. Aaron, settle down. The
Well,
only,
you yelled at him.
I know, but the only 3
Heaven's
Batman
sake.
movies I ever talk about are the Christopher Nolan trilogy.
Well.
Like, frequent listeners should know if I'm talking about Batman.
You know, for real.
So then the last
You
thing is
are
our
too
book
much.
club. Our book club.
No.
Yay,
The
book club.
River at Night.
I have not had time.
That was a rough night.
It was a rough... I feel like it was
So
2 nights.
rough. What? It was 2 nights.
It was a weekend. It was a long weekend in the river. Our author
but
is...
still.
The author is... Jesus Christ.
He is?
Where the fuck is her name?
When did Jesus start writing books?
Real ones.
Oh,
He didn't write the
I have
other
it
one.
highlighted. Erica
Valid point.
Ferencik. Erica Ferencik, The River at Night. It was our summer reading. I hope you read it. It had an unusual, really good twist for a summer read. Is that it's
I thought so too, yeah.
4 women going on a summer holiday, trying to try something new and different at all different points of their lives. One is got an abusive husband. One's husband has left. One is unhappy with her job. One is kind of just the other one's best friend and kind of follows.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you read it. If you didn't, it's called The River at Night, and you can go back and listen to it. I thought it was an excellent, quick, fun summer beach. Not fun, but quick summer
Well,
beach read.
Yeah, I don't know how fun it was, but it went quickly. Like once it grabbed you,
Yeah,
it's-
it was 2 sittings
was-
I finished it in.
yeah, and it was very it was kind of like a river. Like it was kind of like a little slow at first, and then it grabbed you and shot you down.
Shot you out. Now, did you
right
read
out.
any of it, or how much did you get through?
I have not had any time.
At a girl.
You were on vacation. You were at a beach.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna berate you.
Googling Japanese sex toys.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
She's
that's
busy.
true.
I had Mechanophile.
So we're gonna play along that everybody read. So, first of all, and this can go through the whole group because you don't have to have read the book to do
Wait
it.
a minute. How do we play a game where nobody's read but 2 people?
It's fine.
We gave you an assignment and gave you 7 weeks to read it.
Does it
Just
We
mean-
have
because
a
you didn't
book
prepare
club.
for the
Yeah, just 'cause
test
you didn't
doesn't mean
prepare
we're not going to
doesn't
take the
give it long.
test.
So the question before you
Over
is:
here.
if someone approaches you with an adventure that sounds slightly risky and slightly dangerous,
Reading that fucking book was one of an adventure that sounded risky.
I am personally going to pay for your Audible subscription.
yeah,
Make
I
you
know. I
listen to
didn't
it.
even do that.
No, I'd fall asleep.
But so someone suggests something that sounds mildly dangerous, but they tell you you have a guide and it's a 20-year-old hot guy.
No,
but
you're
it
just
sounds
making up shit.
No, it really is.
No, this is the premise of the
This is
book.
the premise of the story.
Four friends
getting
getting ready to go on vacation.
On vacation, they travel together every year. They do stuff slightly
They do
adventurous,
crazy
slightly
stuff, right?
margarita-ish, Sometimes it's not crazy. Would you say yes? I mean, I know you're not a traveler, but
I did that. In fact, that was my entire trip last September when I went to San Francisco for Folsom Street.
Yeah.
And I never need to go back to Folsom Street, whether at all. I'll go to Cisco because that was fun. But that was, we were like, there were 6 or 10 of us. I forget how many in the entire group. And we went, and that was, and again, I do not do that very often, but, and it's not as risky, but I'm going on a train trip with a 70-year-old woman across country. That's kind of an adventure
Very
too.
dangerous, Will Robinson.
But I have here and there
For
done.
her.
I have it was her idea.
No, I mean, it's dangerous for her.
I have done.
With you.
I wouldn't say risky because I'm really not a risk taker.
Right, but if somebody presented something to you that you trust, like let's say Matt,
And let's say it's the 4 of us.
Like you.
Let's get crazy.
or me, or I tell you something,
Yeah.
we're gonna go do this, and like kayaking trips.
No.
Or we're gonna go on a jump off the back of a dinghy in the middle of the ocean with a bleeding
Stop calling
knee.
me names.
A dinghy. We're going to jump over a dinghy.
A dinghy.
A dinghy, aren't we?
It could be.
But would you say yes to it? Would you be like, all right, yeah, live a little?
No, I believe I would. It also depends. In fact, you may have just seen a post I made on Facebook the other day about the fact that I wonder if my apprehension for traveling is because it's not an inclusive statement. More often than not, I have traveled with people that I didn't really need to be traveling with.
Oh yeah.
They're like the trip to San Francisco was great. That was a good. I would have made a couple of changes, but otherwise, no. We had a blast driving cross country a few years ago, and we did that. Yeah. But it just depends on. I think one of my apprehensions is I don't really want to go spend more time with you.
So the premise of the book is 3 close friends who've been traveling together for 15 years. Now there's something a little bit riskier than the rest.
And oddly,
A 3-hour tour.
Right, no.
Years ago, and that whole idea of as we get older, we become,
less immortal, more cautious, however you want to say it.
More inhibited. And I know for a fact that the personality that a lot of people knew from me growing up, the people that are back home, would be like, oh yeah, Ryer would go and do that.
Not now.
No.
Not now.
And the odd thing is that I feel like I still want to be that person.
Right.
But you said kayak and I seized. And
this isn't a kayaking. That was the thing that I did last year that went wrong. That we were like all of a sudden the kayak.
And my thing is like I would look at that and say, well, sure. Oh my God, that would be so much fun. Now I need to know this. Has this been X, Y, Z? And then it makes it not fun anymore.
For everybody else.
Right.
Not
Because there are so many things that I want to know. And once I know that everything that's
and all
done.
of
you can't
all of those questions in the book were answered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So Kat, what do you say?
I
with a little bit more knowledge, because you know what happens at the river at night.
Well, if we're going on that trip, I say no, because that sounds terrible, and I'm not sure which one of those girls I am, so I don't want to be the one that dies.
Oh.
Okay,
Spoiler alert!
Okay,
Spoiler alert!
So that was more for the readers.
Yeah.
And hopefully you read, because we're doing this bit.
But you don't know which one dies.
Listen, if you haven't done your homework now,
if we do a book club, we're reading the fucking book, and we're not reading Harry Potter. Sorry, Annette.
I already read them all.
Oh, there you go.
You
Private
send me a
messenger.
message. We'll talk about it later. So yeah, if we're going on this exact trip, I'm gonna probably say no.
Okay, so
but
okay.
Like in life, I need to say yes more often. You know what I mean? I'm like at the end of 5 years and not going fucking anywhere. You know what I mean? And so now I'm like kind of changing perspective and trying to say yes more. I'm going on some family trips that are ill-advised, but I'm going anyway because my grandparents are still alive. I should say yes. Yes, I'm going to my cousin's wedding because I can't think of a reason to say no. I mean, it's lovely, and I'm very happy for her.
Wow.
I don't ever have to go to another wedding in my life. Like, seriously, I'm okay with it. But, yes, if someone was putting together a rafting trip, I would hope that I am more inclined to say yes than no anymore.
Right. And honestly, that was my reaction to this book, because there was I looked up, there's a book club for this book, and I looked up the questions.
Well, even I can't log into my Kindle app for some reason, but at the back of the Kindle edition, there are like discussion questions.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
I love it. Yeah.
So, And I would have to say yes, because I know that there was enough safety things taken into account by the character Pia that I would definitely have gone. Like,
You
she had
think so?
Yeah, she had a guide. She fucked up once they got there, but on the way there, she had a guide that knew the river, that had a beginning and an ending. They had an out point.
All right.
They knew
I had a plan. I get. Yeah.
There was a
alright.
definite plan in place with a guide who I would have believed knew the river, especially based on that encounter the first night at the place where they all met up, and that everyone knew him and thought he was a good guy. Like,
Right, seemed
your
like a
resume
cool
is your
guy.
friends, and everybody that they went to that was outdoor and adventurous
Yep.
enjoyed his company and looked forward to seeing him. And I was like, that would have been the thing that got me on the raft. Like, even if I had been nervous up to the rafting trip, the whole description of that scene with all of the outdoor people that were doing all of the outdoorsy stuff that were excited to see him.
Like when he comes into the lodge.
When he
you
comes
first
into the
meet him.
lodge, I'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, "Yep." Okay, so this is just for the people who read the book, and please read the book.
I
It's a
will.
quick,
Yeah,
it's a
it's fine.
quick read. Were there parts where you kept expecting the male presence to be the villain? Like, there were so
Ooh.
many Deliverance-like moments coming up into that book.
There's a banjo in this book?
No, but you gotta read. But now, because we got a new format, you got to start reading the book club. We're gonna make you read.
I think you're high.
No.
Well,
So,
you don't know.
I'm gonna read the back of this Pringles can.
did you get nervous about the male presence that kept being introduced in
No.
the convenience store? Not the convenience store, but in the place with the candy, in the place with the bathroom, the hunters that they encountered. They kept encountering men that seemed intimidating,
Villainous.
Like, did your female?
That never dawned on me.
Oh,
Not
okay.
once.
Oh,
no, not
interesting.
ever.
Okay, that was my question, not the book club question.
Yeah, no, I didn't get into any of that at all. The only, with kind of the exception, once I kind of caught onto the premise and where we were going with this story,
right? Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, is this just River Wild with a younger Kevin Bacon? Like, what are we fucking doing here?
Right.
Like, Yeah, I was almost like kind of eye-rolly and annoyed because I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this movie.
Right.
Settle down, because I thought the guide was going to be the villain.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe, but not necessarily because it was like that. I mean, now that you say it, I can definitely see where you were going with that.
Yeah.
But no, I kind of just really was, mildly judgmental, going, "Oh, are we just living the River Wild all over again?"
And my favorite topic, whether it's documentaries, fiction, any kind of story, anyone who takes on the hubris of man is probably my favorite thing to watch, read, be a part of. Like, going through Niagara Falls, once you reach that point where the world disappears and you think somebody thought they could go over this in a barrel, you get to the hubris of man and you're like, this is my kind of shit, because you know what, nature wins.
Yeah.
Like, nature is gonna win this story. Yeah, so very interesting. So if you get a chance, or please do, because we're gonna do book clubs. So just be ready for it, for something we've all done together.
Anant, your question, has anybody ever gone to Folsom Street Pride? If you're talking about Folsom Street, I don't know if it's called the parade. I don't remember necessarily a parade, but there were a lot of naked people on a street that didn't need to be naked.
It's a festival, and yes, it's
That's how that usually goes.
And I was there for the first and last time. Last September, I went with a group of friends, and San Francisco's beautiful. It was great. I walked a part way across the Golden Gate Bridge. There were a lot of pluses to that trip. But they wanted to go for that, and I agreed to go and saw it, experienced it. I can check that off my list, and I can move on.
So, do we want our...
I want to talk about something.
Okay, I just want to say, for the next book,
book.
we have Lincoln in the Bardo. Do we want that to be our next one?
Ooh, it's a spooky story.
It's a spooky story of Lincoln and... So do we want that?
I thought it was about a car.
No, it's Lincoln
it's
the
not
President.
Hot Rod Lincoln, no.
Oh, I didn't think in Hot Rod Lincoln.
So do we want that to be our next one, Lincoln in the Bardo?
I'm
Marty?
in.
Sure.
I'm in.
I gotta read this one first.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
but-
seriously 2 sittings.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
read it in about 4 hours. The River at Night's a quick
You
read.
don't have to
I
read them sequentially. Like, once we've passed it, you can read them
Yeah.
at your leisure.
At your leisure.
So Lincoln in the Bardo is our
I'm
next
in,
one?
yeah.
Okay, Lincoln in the Bardo, and we'll say the end of September?
All right.
Yeah. So
I'll
the
have
last show of
I'll have
September.
enough time.
2
Yeah.
months.
2 months.
Long
You got
time.
2 months
Long
to
time.
read Lincoln in the Bardo.
Aaron in the chat room, I agree with you. Thank you. Once and done.
About what?
Oh, Folsom.
Being at Folsom.
Yeah.
Right.
We're
I mean,
good.
but honestly, so let's just go over this real quick.
Real quick.
Aren't there a lot of things that you have to do once and be done? Because why do you want?
Sure.
Why do you need someone else to tell you? Okay, let me list for you the list of things that people have told me not to bother to do this year. The Maid of the Mist, Pisa, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Monte Carlo. Like it goes on and on of people telling me, "Oh, it was one and done. Don't do that."
Well, why don't I get my one and
Why
done?
don't I get my one and done?
Just like
Don't,
the Grand
like,
Canyon, when I'm like,
if-
I would just go and, you know,
I
Clark
really have
Griswold
to
it.
say something.
I don't put those in the same category.
I do, because people will tell you, "Oh, I did that. I didn't really like it." So then people will be like, "Oh, well, the Yelp asshole, not you, but the Yelp person. Oh, someone said not to go to this
Which
restaurant."
one am I? A Yelper or an asshole?
No,
I don't
no,
know.
neither one.
Okay, want to make sure.
Two problems.
Yeah. You're not either party. But I'm
great.
just saying, if something intrigues you, go fucking do it.
No,
and if
I get. No, though,
and if
I
it
do get
is
that.
one and done, then it's one and done for you. But don't discourage someone else from going to do something because
No,
you know what I mean. Like
I wholeheartedly agree with that. You should go.
have bad credit.
No, but
Fuck, I did that one twice.
Take out
Yeah.
student loans.
No, I
good
get
point.
that. Just because I didn't like it doesn't mean you're not going to like it. I get that. I will just share my experience with whatever it is. I agree. If you want to go to a festival of just a bunch of people on a blocked off street,
Sure.
one of the bar owners here in town who'd been there multiple times said, and I'll just let you figure this out on your own. He says you're going to see a lot of doorbell buttons,
No.
and I didn't understand fully. And then when I got there, I'm like, oh, a lot of doorbell buttons. Got that.
What does that mean?
What's a doorbell button? It's a little shriveled thing. It just ding ding, little bitty thing.
Oh, I did not get that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about public nudity. The people you want to be naked
Never ever.
are not.
Yeah, go to Black's Beach. It'll be the same.
Almost
thing.
absolutely. But the one thing I do have to say about that, and I saw it in maybe in a different frame of mind. I had the same one and done thought when it was done, but I just kept seeing like these people are so much more free than I am.
Sure.
Like they're so much less inhibited, and maybe that's. I don't have to go to that length.
That's
maybe
what we always say, though. That's what Aaron and I would be like. Well, God bless them. That's
Yeah,
You know,
and-
I want their hibbits to go up a little bit. I want there to be a little more hibbit.
But we can meet in the
up your
middle.
hibbits.
Maybe I raise my hibbits, they lower their hibbits, and we meet somewhere. We're all hibbiting in the same place.
Well, they were on
I'm
stage
gonna reclaim
too.
my hibbit.
Clayton, Anant is really excited that you might be
Anant,
wanting him
I
to
am.
be, you know, naked.
Enjoy your trip. I won't be there.
An aunt I will.
In fact,
There you go.
however, I would encourage you to take the walking tour of Castro because that was a very educational
Yeah.
and fun thing to do when you get there. Because before you go out and see or do anything else, you go there and you learn a little bit more about why that's all there and why Folsom is there. I mean, you learn that. So that was educational. It was good to know that before I went, just because I'm like, why the fuck do these people do this? Oh, this is why those people do this. I get it.
Yeah, and that really is. Sometimes you see things you weren't expecting to see when you go do stuff, and a lot of times, a lot of things end up being one and done. But do them yourself. Like, don't take that from someone else. Oh, isn't that the cutest fucking picture in the whole goddamn world?
Let me see.
Of Nero.
Oh, that's fantastic. I don't
That's
have it
adorable.
open in here to do that. I love it.
Where does this picture
Oh,
come
the
from?
link is in the chat room.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
terribly sorry. I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, there was a link.
I was
love
gonna
it. They're
I was gonna touch on two
twinsies.
things that were actually mentioned in the chat room a little earlier. Actually, one thing was, the other one wasn't. But in regards to a little bit of entertainment touch, has anybody caught the video of this kid singing with Idina Menzel?
No.
This is amazing. This kid, gay as Christmas, because she made a comment about how boys are not as usually as happy with the Let It Go song from Frozen, and he's like, I am totally offended.
Oh yeah.
But this kid sings it,
love
and she
it.
lets him sing twice. And I thought that one of these little blonde girls that's sitting in the front, because Idina asks, well, does anybody else want to sing? And this girl puts her hand up like, shut up, bitch. This kid just sang the
Right,
shit out of
right,
the song.
right.
If you have not seen it, look up I just typed
at
in
the smile
kid
on
sings
her
with
face. I
kid
love
sings with
that.
Idina Menzel. This kid was rock on, fantastic. And the other thing was, if you haven't seen it, it's 4 minutes out of your life. It's a cute animated feature. Have you seen the In a Heartbeat video, or little short film where the kid
That's what Joe had in there.
that Joe had it in there earlier?
Yeah.
It's a very cute little short, like I said, 4 minute film. The redhead kid inadvertently comes out in the video and finds out that the other kid is closeted as well. But it's a very cute, charming.
I know you said it 3 times, but one more time for the cheap seats.
In a Heartbeat is the title of it. But it's a very cute little video about these two kids that wind up in school together. And there's a little bit of a bullying thing, and then the other kid, they come together. It's a very cute little thing. So if you haven't seen it, Google that too. In a Heartbeat, and little animated feature.
But I'd like to reclaim my time for just a second.
Actually, you cannot.
God damn it.
You have talked since this
you
hour
really
started.
Have. And
haven't
it's been
talked in
enjoyable.
like 6
It's
weeks.
been reclaiming my time.
But if you go see Adina Menzel, she does that where she
doesn't
pulls
matter, right?
people out of the audience. No, not at all.
We're seeing her on the 7th.
But she'll do it, and
Yeah.
she did it for If Then. That she did it at the end of the show we saw, and it was like the opening night or the night before, the night after, and she just takes people out. And this the one on Broadway was for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, and she brought up people, and they had that one was an auction to who wanted to sing with her, or if you didn't like her, Mark Rapp was in the show from Rent. You could sing with him, and it was charming and delightful, and it was better than the actual show. And when I saw her in concert twice now, she's done that where she'll allow 2 people from the audience, and sometimes she does it as a way to raise money for a charity, or sometimes she just does it by people she sees, and she has them come up on stage and sing with her. And the concert may not have been that great. It is. The concert may not be all you wanted, but when you get to that and you see how much she just loves the fans and loves to see the arts programs at work and people that can sing her, people that just know her music and her songs, there's a joy on her face that you just
because that picture
can't replicate.
It was fantastic.
And so that's why I needed to reclaim my time, because that is so sincere from her, and it's one of the reasons I love her. Is like she'll sing her songs, and then she'll just make 2 people's dreams come true.
It's
because
fantastic,
there are people that are just stupid obsessed with
Local kid Brandon. By the way, Aaron, the only reason I said that is because that was in a description of the video that I saw online. Not my words. Somebody else typed it.
Yeah. So reclaim your time.
So the artist, and I never remember her name. I know you know it.
Leia Salonga.
Thank you, Leia Salonga. When she was here recently, Brandon Dojos, she asked people to come up on stage and sing the theme from Aladdin with her.
A Whole New World.
And I had no idea Brandon could sing like this, and his husband took the video of it, and even she was like, "Huh?"
I love it.
Like he just sold that song with her, but I don't know how often. I'm assuming because there are multiple videos online of her doing this, she must do it a lot.
And
our friend Olivia Gardens was devastated that he couldn't go to that concert and try and sing on stage with Leia Salonga.
And the thing is when you're genuinely into that stuff and you're into performance, it's not a competition. You know what I mean? When you're in a thing where you're like singing or dancing or doing some kind of performing, and somebody else does well, it doesn't make you not do well. You're rooting for them because it's just so great to see somebody else good at what they love. So you think you can dance Monday nights?
So,
Fox.
just very quickly,
can't sit.
I bought us a book.
Amina, this is for you. Amina, these are Pringles chips. I just wanted you to know that's what I'm eating.
In many ways. Not just, this is not just for Amina, but in a lot of ways. It is because Amina has taught me in the past, or attempted to, Swahili. Which my name it has a Swahili undertone, apparently. I didn't know that. Anyway, I decided that when you see something that says
Hunt in 75 languages.
Hunt in 75 languages, how do you say no?
It's the most beautiful coffee table book I've ever seen.
Oh, it's written by that guy from Mexico, Montezuma. He has revenge.
When you go through, now here's the Chinese simplified and Chinese traditional. Looks the fucking same to me, but I digress. You know,
I don't feel simple.
One is simpler.
One is a little bit simpler. Yes,
I think it's more simple.
So let's go. We have Norwegian, right?
Fitte.
I think.
Geppetto.
Persian, yeah.
Geppetto.
Or whatever it is.
And then we have.
Oh, wait. Konyo? Was it Konyo?
Well,
I knew that one!
Hey, look, in Somali, it's cunt. It's just cunt.
Well,
that's good. That's good.
Traditional spelling.
University. I can order a taxi from a cunt.
Wow.
It's the same words.
Anyway, if we want to, there was what? Tonga is in there.
We all remember Tonga from the Olympics.
Tonga.
Oh, the Olympics.
We all remember our minutes in Tonga, or his minutes in me. Either
Anyway,
way.
apparently in Urdu, whatever the fuck that is, you have to draw a squiggly line.
But you still say cunt.
Say cunt. So you go squiggly line, cunt.
Yeah, it would help. Phonetics would
I was,
help
I'm,
here.
I
I
was
feel.
saying, I'm concerned that there's no phonetic
The end.
pronunciation.
the end of the cunt book.
The end. So, do you love the word cunt, it says? Have you ever wanted to know how to say cunt in other languages? This book is for you. Cunt in 75 languages shows you how to say and write cunt in 75 different languages. What more could you ask for, it says?
What? What more?
What more could you want? Cunt in 75
I can't think
languages.
of a thing. Can't think of anything.
Just letting you know.
It's lovely.
Right here.
I like it.
Okay. I have a couple questions. Where'd you get it?
Amazon?
I was hoping it was a gift.
No, I couldn't.
Second of all, can it be delivered to any of our homes?
It sure can.
Is gift wrapping possible? Because
yes, I bet it would
my
be.
friend who uses the phrase uterine punch all the time, I need...
That's fantastic.
Rochambeau.
May I backtrack for just
May
a second?
Yes.
So a friend of mine was trying to organize an adult's night out because she'd been trapped with her 3 children just a minute too long and wanted time without the things, the children things.
The things.
The girl one and the 2 boy
Sure.
ones. So
I'll just leave this right here.
she says to someone else who's a mother, she's like, I just need adult conversation. She's like, 'cause seriously, if I hear let it go one more time, I'm gonna uterine punch that cunt. That was her exact phrase.
Oh my God, that's
and the other
fantastic.
mom writes back, I'm just drinking to forget that oh no, I gotta get the name, the Minions. She's like, I just drink to forget that the Minions ever existed. So I'm like sitting there as the third party to this conversation, listening to 2 women with children talk about uterine punching Elsa and Elisa from The Frost or whatever that movie's called.
Would you like to build a snowman?
And the other one saying, I just drank to forget the Minions existed.
That is very funny.
It's delightful.
So we'll have to. By the way, so Nero has that in Finnish. It's this pilu. Well, I don't know.
like how I like how we both use the same inflection.
But now I'm gonna fuck this one right up. But this book perhaps is very wrong, and we're gonna have to figure it out because it looks like it says kusipa, which kusipa.
Yeah, I feel like anytime they put a dot above the A, you have to say it. French,
but
it's what?
Shate.
Shate.
KUSIPAA, but it has like 2
Like
lines.
Chloe Sevigny, dots.
Yeah. So is that wrong? I don't know. I'm asking Nero.
Oh yeah,
It'll take a minute.
And can I ask a favor of the group? It's been so long. We have so much to talk about. It's been so many weeks. Long-time listener, no-time caller, Julia Gulia, who listens with Kat's classmate,
Absolutely.
Kat's only friend from high school.
Yep.
She doesn't remember him either. Has gotten engaged. Rob and Julia, Julie.
Yes.
Julia.
Yes.
Jesus, Julia, I'm sorry when you listen to this. I've been drinking for
Weird.
about 2 weeks. They got engaged recently, and they have asked for wine corks for some kind of decoration. And I thought, what better gift from us to them than all
Really
of
from you.
ours.
I think they're in a box in there somewhere. I think.
What are we doing?
Giving away corks.
Giving away a cork.
We're uterine punching each other when the show's over.
Yes.
When taking a video.
I gotta go.
Okay, so here's my new thing.
bored are you when
So
I see that?
kusipa means pisshead, and that's fantastic.
Pisshead cunt.
Yeah, you pisshead cunt.
I'm going to say tomato on that one.
I'm gonna say pilu kusipa.
I want to.
have no idea
We
if I
touched
said-
on it earlier, and I would really like
I know,
to
we
touch
saw the
on it a
doll.
lot.
Wow, apparently.
We mentioned Tonga earlier. For those of you who weren't sure what we were talking about, this is what we're talking about. This is the only. Tonga's tourism had to have gone up when this. Well, at least the gays.
I just couldn't have Chris Cuomo shirtless. You had to bring up Tonga.
Look, even the
No,
kid,
look,
even
no.
the kid
I
that's
couldn't be
holding
happy with the
the
man of my
tree.
dreams.
The
Look
kid
at
who's
that.
holding the tree.
No, the kid who's holding the tree is like, bitch, you're hot.
I know. That's what I mean. Even the kid holding the tree is like, damn.
Damn, Gina.
Damn.
Couldn't be happier.
All I
thought
got this little bamboo shoot. Look at you.
Look at you.
Vic
Oh
too.
my God, bitch,
Vic
you're
too.
hot. That's
What's Clinton
funny.
finish?
busy.
Men don't believe that exists.
Oh.
Back to our kayaking story.
No, it says what's Clinton finish. So I just told her that men don't think clits exist.
And they don't want to finish.
In Afrikaan, it's cunt. Right here. See?
Oh, can I tell one more teeny story?
Yeah,
Sure.
weird.
Okay, so Atomic Blonde, Charlize Theron. First off, might be the hottest thing with a vagina that's ever lived. Can we nominate her?
Well, there
Really?
are a couple of people.
I-
but I don't.
I honestly
How is
can't.
Linda Ronstadt going to feel about this comparison?
No, she's got a trick pussy. That's
yes.
a whole other category.
Super different.
Two different pageants. One they have boobs, one not so much. But
Wow.
I had been searching for this interview where where they're having a conversation because Charlize Theron is African, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that
African.
right. African.
I
She
don't
is
know.
from South
I like how
Africa.
I
She
said
is
it.
legitimately from South
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah.
She's not like Mel Gibson, where she grew up,
Correct.
spent 10 years in America and then went to Australia and picked up an accent. Or
Correct.
Tina Turner, who went to Iceland and started speaking whatever she speaks. This woman is legitimately of this country, speaks the language. And so I've been telling people this story for years, and it turns out it was not for years, for like 2 years. It is from
Seems like years.
BBC
For like a
America.
day.
No, it's from BBC
Story.
America if you find it. In the interview where they ask her, like, someone in the audience, like, she does her whole interview, and she's very charming, and she's delightfully sexy. And she looks like getting punched in the face as a Chanel ad. And so someone kind of shitty from South Africa stands up and asks her why her English doesn't have an accent. And so she answers him in Afrikaan.
Mm-hmm.
She answers him in her native tongue. And the guy doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
He speaks English, so he's kind of lost, and she just kind of giggles at him. So then she just explains, and it's very funny that because she only knows that one language, everything else she's learned from where she's been working. So she speaks English like Bat Boy, the musical, that he learned it from British TV shows, and she knows American from learning it in America.
On set.
Because her English was terrible. And so, like, that's why she says she switches between accents, because wherever she learned the dialect you're teaching her is what she does, and it's why she has an American accent, because if she speaks in her old English that she knew before she moved and became a model and an actress, it just doesn't make any sense. She never spoke it. So she's just one of those people that I'm so kind of in love with and intrigued by, that here's this woman who from a foreign country that doesn't speak the language but has just mimicked us so perfectly that people just kind of pick her up as like being their own. Like, people think she's British, people think she's Australian, because if she has to do an accent, she just kind of has like
Natural
a Meryl Streep little ear.
Right.
And when they asked her, she's like, I learned English in America, so my accent sounds like this. And then she'll just start speaking to you in that Dutchish, Germanish language that just sounds so, and you could almost understand it. You're kind of like, yeah, I
Kind of think I know that
So
word.
I don't know. I'm just intrigued by her, but Atomic Blonde is the takeaway from this.
I also think that
I wrote it down.
we need to write Mr. Montezuma, because the book is dedicated perhaps to us. Which
We have to ask him about his revenge.
Unbeknownst.
Unbeknownst.
It's a cunty revenge. This book is dedicated to all those who love and embrace the word cunt in any language. Well, that's us. That's what I've got to say.
And I learned
about
it from
that.
my uterine punch friend. So
Absolutely. It's
Rochambeau.
Wow.
Cunt.
And well, do we have
Not
another
very
segment
busy.
that we
I think we
forgotten
pretty
about?
much stuck a fork in it.
I feel good about it.
I feel pretty good about it too. And so at that
And
point,
I think I talked for like 2 hours and 5 minutes, which is a new low.
May we keep
see.
this here? May we keep this in the studio?
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh my gosh,
can
we've
I-
done it. Our new format.
I'm putting it with.
Yeah.
I'm
We've
gonna
got
put it
through
with
it.
the beaver.
Huh?
I'm gonna put it with the beaver.
All right, we can do that over there. That's our
Oh, okay.
little Kevin.
Before you jazz us out of here, we need to do our one little thing.
What?
Just one time live.
What?
We have to say where we're available for your questions, comments, thoughts, and concerns, right?
Sure. You can
Because we're
find
gonna-
us on Twitter.
On Twitter.
My handle is Kat Carlson
Got 30 seconds.
PHX.
I'm Al Missy.
What's your
I'm
Twitter
at
handle?
Rydog22.
There it is.
I'm Clayton McKee.
So that's our Twitter. I'm MissyAl at AOL.com and Facebook under Al T. Perkins. Anybody else not under their own
Just
real
tweet
names?
it, me.
You'll figure it
Just
out.
tweet it.
No.
Facebook, but ask us
Oh,
questions.
Thank you all for being here. Season 6 is off and running. It's so good to be back. We'll be here again, mostly every Tuesday is how we work
maybe.
this
I
out.
feel like it.
As we wrap up tonight's show, let's leave you with this parting thought. We will see you next Tuesday!